Welcome back, True Seeker. Super Bowl 53 is just concluded. And as I said last year at the conclusion of Super Bowl 52, the Patriots will win Super Bowl 53. Bill Belichick will pick up his sixth championship at age 66, just as Nick Saban did, winning his sixth championship at age 66 in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And in Nick Saban's case, he owns a bunch of Mercedes-Benz dealerships. Back when the Rams lost to the Patriots in Super Bowl 36, that was in the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. So we're going to talk about just how scripted this is. But we're going to start here with Daniel 8. This is the reason Tom Brady, who's now considered the GOAT, joining Michael Jordan. If you noticed at halftime, all the performers were wearing Jordans, not by accident. Tom Brady just joined the Michael Jordan Club, winning his sixth championship. And the reason Tom Brady won number one against the Rams and his sixth, which will likely be his last, I don't think we're going to see Brady and Belichick in the Super Bowl again. We'll get to why. But the reason it comes full circle against the Rams is right here. Daniel 8. The story of the Ram versus the GOAT. The unstoppable Ram that could only be beat by the GOAT. And of course, Sam Adams, the beer company out of Massachusetts, just came out with the can January 31st with Tom Brady, the GOAT. Talk about that. But here it is right here. As I was thinking about this, suddenly a goat with a prominent horn between its eyes came from the west, crossing the whole earth without touching the ground. It came toward the two-horned ram I had seen standing beside the canal and charged at it in great rage. I saw it attack the ram furiously, striking the ram and shattering its two horns. The ram was powerless to stand against it. The goat knocked it to the ground and trampled on it, and none could rescue the ram from its power. Again, the people who control and script the worlds of sports, they use biblical riddles and biblical knowledge. You know, in the NBA, who's the face of the league? King James, who has a Bible named after him. LeBron James, King James, who won the only championship for the Cavs on the real King James's birthday, June 19th. Won it in his 13th season, like King James became a king at 13 months of age. The Warriors went down in that game with 89 points. In Gematria, King James, just using the alphabetic order. A is 1 up to Z is 26. King James, 89. Not an accident. Go back and check it. There's a whole lot more to that riddle, but just understand, biblical riddles. Something I've been talking about all year. Tom Brady and Belichick pick up their sixth and give the AFC its 26th championship. There's a relationship with 6 and 26. It comes from the Bible. Mankind's made on the sixth day of creation in the 26th verse, Genesis 1:26. And when you write out sixth, it equals 26. You see, Brady gets his sixth, Belichick gets his sixth, AFC gets its 26th. And as a reminder, I put it out to the public. Week 1, the Eagles would beat the Falcons, who were hosting this Super Bowl, in the 26 ritual. And what did I tell you? I said it's going to be a big 26 show, and it was. All the touchdowns scored by number 26. I said it would all be a tribute to how the AFC was going to get its 26th Super Bowl. The opening game, September 6, 2018, it was a date with 26 numerology. It was the 26th of Elul on the Hebrew calendar. The only touchdown scored by number 26, the running backs for the Falcons and the Eagles. Eagles, the land of the flag, flag 26. Nick Foles was starting, Nick 26. I also pointed out in that game, the Falcons would stay at 351 franchise wins, which is the 26th triangular number. And here, I'm not taking any phone calls, you guys, until I'm done with this presentation. But the Falcons came into the season with 351 franchise wins. That's the 26th triangular number. Tonight, in the Patriots game, Sony Michel, who scored the only touchdown, number 26, the game was exactly 351 days after his birthday. He happens to have the same birthday as Michael Jordan, February 17th, which we'll get to. But when you add 1 through 26 together, 351. Of course, Sony Michel played at Georgia. Georgia lost to Alabama in the game where Nick Saban got his 6th championship at age 66. And remember, Alabama won that game with 26 points. And Nick Saban tied Bear Bryant. Bear equals 26. Bryant equals 26. And as we'll get to, Jordan's 26. For those of you who follow the NBA, you probably just saw Jordan's Charlotte team become 26-26 on the season, beating the Bulls, Jordan's old team. But understand, none of this stuff is an accident. When Alabama won the college championship, it was a 41-yard touchdown pass from number 13, Tua, to number 6. Go back and look it up. It's all recorded. 41's the 13th prime, 13's the 6th prime. Number 6 catches the game winner to give Nick Saban his 6th. Alabama equals 13. Tonight, 41-year-old Tom Brady won the Super Bowl. It was put away with a 41-yard field goal that gave the Patriots 13 points. 41's the 13th prime number. NFL and Gematria is 13. LA equals 13. LA became 1-3 in Super Bowls. LA also picked up its 26th playoff loss tonight. Jared Goff stuck at 26 wins and 16 losses. 16 combined points in the game, 13-3. That's because 53 is the 16th prime number. Jared Goff just got his 16th career loss tonight. All perfectly scripted. 3-0 at halftime. You want to know why? Because when you add 1 + 2 + 3, it equals 6. Brady became 6-3 tonight. Look at this. When I write out 11, it equals 63. It was the Patriots' 11th Super Bowl. Julian Edelman, number 11, becomes the MVP. Brady becomes 6-3 in the 11th. Mercedes-Benz Stadium equals 307. It was Tom Brady's 307th playoff game tonight. 307's the 63rd prime number. That's why I told you guys to sign up for the Patreon if you wanted the Super Bowl pick. It was as close to a lock as you can possibly get. And again, week 1, I told people, you want a good future bet? Bet on Patriots to beat the Rams in the Super Bowl. If you guys haven't seen my Patreon account, there's a reason it's over $8,000. And really, it should be more. I mean, every sports gambler in the world should be there. I guarantee I won my followers at least $1 million tonight. A lot of people had big money on the game, big money on futures. And again, you know why? Because I have a track record now of calling championships from the start of seasons. You know, last year I told you it was going to be Patriots and Eagles after week 3. We do this season after season because we figured out how the games are scripted. So 13-3. Again, 41 the 13th prime. 41-year-old Tom Brady wins the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 41. 13's also the 6th prime. He gets his 6th championship. 13-3, 16 points. Super Bowl 53. 53 the 16th prime. Jared Goff, number 16, gets his 16th loss. And 13-3, the other thing about that score is if you just read it, like all as one number, like 133, football's got that 133 connection. Last year, Super Bowl 52, notice Minnesota's 52. It's also 133. Last year, the top 4 teams in the NFL were 13-3. The year of the big game, Super Bowl 52. Every year, you can just go right down the line and see how it's all scripted. The Houston Texans, 51, hosted Super Bowl 51. San Francisco hosted Super Bowl 50. On and on and on and on and on. Okay, so let's talk about some other things. Let's talk about Michael Jordan. Tom Brady just became 6-3 and joined Jordan in the 6th championship club. Now, notice what year Jordan was born. 63. 63. Again, it was Tom Brady's 307th career game in the stadium with the 307 Gematria, 307, the 63rd prime. At halftime, every entertainer was wearing Jordans. You think that was a tell? You want to know how scripted this stuff is? Like I told you, Sony Michel has the same birthday as Jordan. Sony Michel, February 17th. Michael Jordan, February 17th. Born 32 years apart. NFL 32 teams in the NFL. But notice Jordan's birthday, 217. 217, right? 217. Where am I going with this? New England Patriots, 217. When I was a child, you guys, living in Portland, Oregon, watching my Blazers get beat by the Bulls, I knew as a child that sports were scripted watching Jordan. You couldn't breathe on him. You couldn't do nothing. It was a foul. It was a foul. It was a foul. He could rip somebody's arm off, no call. You know, he could travel, no call. I saw it as a child. I knew these games were scripted. I listened to these announcers say my whole life, you couldn't have scripted it any better. I didn't like getting mocked. You know, I was nobody's fool even as a child. That's why I figured out how these games were scripted. You know, because I saw what it was from a young age. Jordan's birth numerology, you want to get even funnier with this? 2 plus 17 plus 63, that's 82, right? Like how there's 82 games in an NBA season. Check this out. Pro basketball is 82, right? But that's not where I'm going with this. This was Super Bowl LIII, which equals 82. This was the Rams' 82nd season. New England Patriots equals 82. What a fitting match, right? It was the Patriots' 59th season. The Patriots' 59th season, the 17th prime. A rematch of the Super Bowl from 17 years earlier where the Patriots beat the Rams 20-17. So the 59th season, look at Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, 59. See how they do this? This is how scripted and planned out it all is. And for anyone who doubts it, just think about this for a second. LeBron James, King James on the Cavaliers. Do you know where the name Cavaliers comes from? King James's son, King Charles, the people who fought for him were called Cavaliers. I want you to just think about that. King James ends up playing on the Cavs, winning on the real King James's birthday. All of this was planned from the moment he was born. LeBron James was born and bred to be. So are most of the men in these legs. You know, Sony Michel was born and bred to be. The Super Bowl 351 days after his birthday, number 26 gets the only touchdown in the game, given the AFC is 26 Super Bowl. You know, Jordan 26. You guys want to know what's up with this? This is called the God number. In Hebrew, the word God equals 26. In English, it equals 26. That's why we have a 26-letter alphabet. When you write out letter, it equals 26. Not arbitrary. Read my book. The first chapter is why there's 26 letters in the English alphabet. So tonight, the Patriots. Dude, this guy's annoying the hell out of me. Stop calling, man. I said I'm not taking any calls until the end of the thing. Tonight, Patriots. They picked up their 37th playoff win all time. Remember, they advanced to the Super Bowl with 37 points. They beat the Rams 20-17 in Super Bowl 36. Why? We talked about this at the beginning of the year. I even put this out for free. Patriots equals 37. Los Angeles equals 37. The game was in Georgia. They got their 37th playoff win in Georgia, winning this big Super Bowl, becoming the second team to get to 6. And notice again, when I write Los Angeles, you see the 53 over here? Notice when I write the Patriots, 53. Did you catch who the ref was tonight? 53-year-old John Perry. John Perry, 53. You see this 118, this 46? Look at Tom Brady, 118, 46. Look at Patriots, 118. Look at the singular Patriot, 99. It's the 99th NFL season. New England, 99. Tom Brady got his first ever career start in the 2001 season on the day leaving 99 days left in the year, September 23rd. Not by accident. 9/11, Patriot Act, Patriots. Aaron Donald pointed this out in the offseason. Aaron Donald equals 99. He ended his holdout 99 days after his birthday. His birthday is May 23rd, 523, 523, the 99th prime number. The Patriots came into this NFL season with 523 franchise wins, the 99th prime number. Remember last year when Tom Brady lost the Super Bowl? When Tom Brady lost the Super Bowl last year, he had 223 wins, and he picked up his 65th loss against Philly. You know, I called the Patriots-Eagles Super Bowl after Donald Trump took on the NFL over the protests on September 23rd. 23/9, like 239 Arch Street, where the flag was sewn in Philly. 239 is the 52nd prime, Super Bowl 52. That was 101 days that Donald Trump did that after the flag's birthday, June 14th, which is also Trump's birthday. Philadelphia's 101, 101 is the 26th prime, flag 26. Every year it's just riddle, riddle, riddle. You know, this year was also about the flag and national anthem. Big 82, Patriots got it on the side of their helmet. New England Patriots winning against the Rams in their 82nd season. They don't have a flag on their helmet. And again, the GOAT beats the Ram. So did you see this? On January 31st, Sam Adams, the brewery out of Boston, comes out with this can. Samuel Adams, too old, too slow, still here. What's up with this? What's up with this? Hold on, let me get that phrase one more time. Too old, too slow, still here. Look at this. Too old, too slow, still here. Only because the league's rigged. You see the 101? That's the 26th prime number. And they put this can out on January 31st. Okay? January 31st. Why does that matter? 131. When you write out Super Bowl, it's 131. When you write out championship, it's 131. When you write out 57, it's 131. The Patriots last won the Super Bowl in their 57th season over the Falcons. This tonight was their 57th playoff game all time. They became 37-20 in the playoffs. Remember when they beat the Falcons on 2/5, like 25 with the 25-point comeback? Falcons 25. That was the 97th NFL season. 97 is the 25th prime number. They moved the touchback to 25 yards. This is how scripted it is year after year. Don't make me go back to the Seahawks. Russell Wilson's 21st pass picked off at the goal line by number 21 on the down 2nd and 1 on the date 2-1. Every year, games scripted in accordance with the date, in accordance with the season number. So again, we covered. Belichick wins his 6th championship at age 66, just like Nick Saban did in the same building against Georgia, who Sony Michel played for. Now Sony Michel, he gets one back. Now he wears 26 in the NFL. Scores the only touchdown to give the AFC his 26th Super Bowl. These are the stats tonight before Boston won. They came in with 36 wins like they faced the Rams in Super Bowl 36. They picked up the 37th tonight. Los Angeles 37, Georgia 37, Patriots 37. And by the way, that's the 12th prime number, like Tom wears number 12. Remember this game right here, the 12-18 game where only the 26s scored touchdowns? That's how the season began on the 26th date numerology on the 26th of Elul. The team hosting the Super Bowl, again, kept it 351 franchise wins, the 26th triangular number. And just yesterday in college basketball, you had the George Mason Patriots lose to the VCU Rams with 63 points. As I've been explaining a million times and proving it season after season, college and pro are scripted, and they're scripted to the point. It's not an accident that the George Mason Patriots just lost with 63. And I want to show you something about the name George Mason Patriots. George Mason Patriots equals 237. Tom Brady just got his 237th career win tonight. Again, in his 307th game in Mercedes-Benz Stadium, 307, the 63rd prime number. Looks like my camera froze. 307, the 63rd prime. Tom Brady becomes 6-3 in Super Bowls. And am I tripping, or does 206 look a lot like 26? Like how the AFC got its 26th. Now what I want to do, now that we covered all this, Daniel 8, Genesis 26, why the score is 13-3, how this is a tribute to Michael Jordan, the GOAT. Again, where all the halftime entertainers were wearing Jordans. Jordan equals 26, same birthday as Sony Michel. We talked about the beer can. We hit that. We talked about how this is synced up with the college championship. And by the way, if you guys weren't with me then, I said why Alabama was going to win this game and how it foreshadowed what was to come years later with the Patriots in this Super Bowl. It is all this scripted. The win records here, the Rams, it'll be updated tomorrow. When you come back here tomorrow, you'll see the Patriots have 37 wins, and you'll see the Rams picked up their 26th playoff loss in this giant ritual. Not updated yet. 26th playoff loss. You'll see it tomorrow. 21's the 6th triangular number. When you write out 6, that equals 26. Tomorrow, this will be updated. It was also the Rams' 47th playoff game. That's the 15th prime. Rams equals 15. Atlanta equals 15. Jared Goff and the Rams stay at 15 wins on the season. Goff at 26 career wins all time. But we covered this. What I want to show you now is just how scripted the box score is. This is going to blow your mind. If your mind's not already blown. And for anyone denying this, like seriously, if there's anybody here who's watching and denying this, I can't explain how much pity I have for you. You're mocking a person or doubting a person who's called championship after championship, all sports, college, pro, for over 5 years now. Okay? It's time to get with the program. So let's look first of all at how many passing yards Brady has. 262. Does that look like 26 to you? 26? Let me pause this down here so they don't do some copyright crap. 262, right? But do you see how there's 253 net yards? Okay. Watch this. The National Football League equals 253. Why does it equal that? Because 253 is the 22nd triangular number. There's 22 men on the field. Do you see how it equals 134? Did you see the Boston Celtics box score today? Do you see this? The Boston Celtics won with 134 points. Why does that matter? Well, the National Football League's 134. So is Vesica Piscis, which is the shape of the football. With the alphabetic order, Vesica Piscis 134. Before this season began, we talked about Aaron Rodgers' record $134 million contract, 13 weeks and 4 days from his birthday. We talked about Josh Gordon, whose birthday is April 13th, 13/4, returning to the league 134 days after his birthday. And you see this 53 right here? Look at Josh Gordon. 53. But hold on, let me come back to the Vesica Piscis thing. The Celtics won with 134 points today. Football-related number. The Vesica Piscis, the shape of the football. And the team they beat was the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, here's what's up with that. Oklahoma City Thunder equals 101, the 26th prime. You see? You see that? Oklahoma City is also 52, like prophecy. Bill Belichick born in 52. 65, like how the Patriots just became 6-5 in Super Bowls. 133, like the score was 13-3. 191 is the 43rd prime number. Football is 43. But let me show you something about prophecy. Bill Belichick is born in 52, and he's born on the 106th day of the year, April 16th. Look at this. I'm going to show you something about him getting his 6th championship at age 66. And this stuff's all biblical, this code. Bill Belichick, born in 52, April 16th birthday. That's the 106th day of the year. Talked about this before. April 16th, 106. Now come back here. These are our base ciphers. The alphabetic order with the rules of numerology, the reverse alphabetic order, and the reverse alphabetic order with numerology. When I add Jewish gematria, which is our most important cipher outside of the base ciphers, prophecy is 666. Like Belichick getting his 6th at age 66. See how this is done? You see how this is done? And you see the 29 there? That's the only number we didn't talk about. Football is also 29. Okay, so we got the Celtics before the game, winning with 134. If you weren't following me in July I made a prediction about the World Series. I said if the Boston Red Sox make the World Series, they'll win in Game 5. They'll win 4-1. They'll close it out with number 41, Chris Sale, which they did. And the reason they're going to do it in Game 5, which was October 28th, the reason why, you can go back and check all this. It's 100% true. Called this in July before the World Series came around. From October 28th, 2018 to Today, the day of the Super Bowl, was 99 days. It was also 3 months and 7 days. Patriots 37, Georgia 37, Los Angeles 37, but 99 days. Again, this is the 99th NFL season. New England 99. This is how the entire world of sports is scripted together. NBA, MLB, NFL. The Red Sox scored 28 points or 28 runs combined in the World Series. The first two perfect numbers are 6 and 28. Brady gets 6. The Red Sox score 28 runs in the World Series. The next perfect number is a way bigger number. It's 496. And just for the record, you guys, numbers are perfect. Our most pure cipher is the alphabetic order with the rules of numerology. Number is 6 letters, and it equals 28. 6 and 28, the first two perfect numbers. Man with the alphabetic order is 28. Man made on the 6th day of creation. These are riddles. These are patterns to understand. They come up again and again. That's why you want to read my book. All this knowledge and information's in there so you can learn it, so you can have it as a resource. Okay, but I still haven't got to what I want to get to, which is this, or I guess I started. We're talking about Tom Brady and his 253 yards. So there's one more thing here. If you write out Super Bowl 53, it's 253. Brady has 253 net yards. Notice the 260. That's a lot like 26. There's 260 chapters in the New Testament. Notice the 100. Tom Brady got his 100th road win all time tonight. He got his 99th against the Chiefs in Arrowhead Stadium. In case you weren't paying attention to that. When Tom Brady beat the Chiefs in Arrowhead Stadium, he got his 99th road win exactly 99 days after the last time the teams had played on Sunday Night Football, another 99. And he got it against Patrick Mahomes Jr., 99. That was his 99th road win. Before the season began, I said there'd be some native genocide theme because it's the 99th NFL season, and this nation began out of a genocide of the Native Americans. The United States of America, 99. The nation was named this on September 9th, 99. That's also California's birthday, September 9th, 99. This is why the Patriots beat the Chiefs in their home in the American Football Conference Championship. It's a sick riddle. You remember on Christopher Columbus Day what happened in sports? The Saints beat the Redskins 43-19, 62 points, genocide 62. The Dodgers eliminated the Braves from the MLB 6-2, and the Astros eliminated the Indians. Christopher Columbus, who planted the seeds of the genocide, who journaled how easy it was to kill the natives who had no gunpowder, how easy it was to rape their women. This stuff's all a sick joke the way they script these games. Called this genocide ritual before the season even began. Also, Brady, he had 21 completions. 21 completions. That's the 6th triangular for his 6th Super Bowl win. He had 35 attempts, what I call the Tom Brady number. Tom Brady, with our most pure ciphers, 35. His birth numerology, August 3rd, 1977, 8 plus 3 plus 1 plus 9 plus 7 plus 7 is 35. If you write out QB, it's 35. The first ever Super Bowl was won by the Packers with 35 points. Let me put this back up here real quick. Super Bowl 53. You see the 98? Look at Tom Brady again, 98. Look at Patriots again, 98. Look at New England Patriots. That's why we said they were a lock to be in the Super Bowl last year, the 98th NFL season. Tom Brady had 62 passing attempts in Super Bowl 51, and there were 62 combined points scored. I said that's a sign they're going to be playing in Minneapolis too. Patriots fell to 5-5 in Minneapolis. Understand, it's all scripted together. So Brady, 21 of 35, both meaningful numbers. And if you guys want to know something, there's these ciphers out here called Septenary and Chaldean. And check this out. Football equals 35 in Chaldean. These ciphers are related. And Super Bowl equals 35. See that? See that? First ever Super Bowl won with 35 points. Again, 35 is the reflection of 53. You got a 53-man roster. You got a 53-yard wide field. Again, it's the shape of the football, the vesica piscis, which is so important from sacred geometry. Vesica piscis, to translate it, means fish's bladder. Oops, not flish, fish's bladder, 53. And oh my God, I just noticed the 217 too, like New England Patriots. What a trip, man. What a trip. All right, but check this out. Jared Goff, he had 229 total yards, not net yards, but 229. That's the 50th prime. And he bows down to Brady, 50. Notice Brady's also 23. Today, February 3rd, 2/3. He tied Michael Jordan, number 23. Also, if you write out circle, it equals 50. And here we come full circle. We come full circle with it. Tom Brady starts it with the Rams, ends it with the Rams because of Daniel 8, where the GOAT defeats the Ram. You see how a circle's also 112, so it's Super Bowl? The Super Bowl was exactly 112 days after Jared Goff's birthday, and when the Patriots made the 41-yard field goal to put the game away, you might have noticed on the clock there was a minute 12 left. That stuff's not an accident, you guys. That's how scripted it is. 41-year-old Tom Brady wins it with the 41-yard field goal. The game was put away the 13th prime. Again, NFL's 13, LA's 13. LA falls to 1-3 in Super Bowls. So Sony Michel, number 26, scored the only touchdown. His longest run was 26. It came at the end of the game to put it away. Burkhead followed that with another 26-yard run to put it away. They couldn't have scripted it any better. Todd Gurley with 35 yards. You understand why. 62 total rushing yards, the reflection of 26. You see the 154 net yards? Because this is paying tribute to what happened with the Boston Red Sox. The Red Sox and the Patriots championships were scripted together. They were both Boston and LA. Boston, LA, Boston, LA. Major League Baseball used to be a 154-game season. And the reason why is it was a tribute to Abner Doubleday, the Freemason that baseball is credited to. And for the record, look at baseball and Gematria using our 4 ciphers. 54, like 54 outs in a game. 18. Roger Maris hit 61 and 61. That's the 18th prime number. 162, like how there's 162 games in a modern season. Also 54. Again, like 54 outs in a game. And check out Major League Baseball. With the alphabetic order, it's 162. 63, Tom Brady just became 6-3. The tribute was synced up with the Red Sox. We've been talking about this stuff. 351, the 26 triangular number. Game is 26. Ball game is 26. And go back and look at what day Roy Halladay died in a plane crash recently. Off the coast of Holiday, Florida, he died on November 7th, the day leaving 54 days left in the year. For the record, there's 108 double stitches on a Major League Baseball. 108 double stitches. Cubs just broke the curse after 108 years. They did it against Cleveland, the 216 area code. There's 108 double stitches. 108 doubled is 216. The Cubbies hadn't been in the World Series since 45 before they broke the curse after a 108-year drought. You know, they play at Wrigley, 45. You know, Major League is also 45. When you add 1 through 9 together, it's 45. 9 represents completion. The baseball game is how many innings? 9. You see? But hold on, I'm not done with this box score. Sony Michel, why did he have 94 yards? It's right here. If you write out 94, it's 147. From the first NFL Sunday to Super Bowl Sunday is 147 days. And again, World Series is also 147. How come? Freemason is 147. How come? Because there's this thing called the Master Builder. It means 22. Master Builder means 22 in numerology. The Freemasons used to be the Master Builders. Football's a game of 22 men on the field. There's this relationship between 22, 94, and 147. It comes together all the time. So this is why you have Sony Michel with the 94 yards. Now check this out. Edelman, he leads the game with 141 yards receiving. When you write out 33, it equals 141. 141. And why does that matter? Today's game was an ATL 33 down on the 33rd parallel. Notice ATL's 33, 48, 21-6, 21, the sixth triangular number. Tom Brady gets number 6. Look at Tom. 48, 33. You see? 33 has the relationship with 141. Look at Rob Gronkowski with 87 yards and 6 receptions. Hilarious, because tight end equals 87. And better yet, who throws the ball to him? Number 12. 1287. Number 12, who is Tom. Remember on Sunday Night Football when they gave you a numerology lesson on SNF when it was Aaron Rodgers versus Tom? SNF 12, they teach you about 12. The problem for Aaron, who lost the game, is he has no connection to 12. Mockery. Mockery. So this is how it was scripted. You want to know even further how it was scripted? We covered this when they announced the halftime performer, Maroon 5. You see how they were out there with that big M on the stage at halftime? M's the 13th letter. The winning score was 13 points. Big old M out there. But hold up. Hold up. I'm not done. Maroon 5, Super Bowl 53. Let me just show you this real quick. If you write out Maroon 5 like this, it's even 53. Also 118, like Tom Brady. Los Angeles on the 118th meridian. Los Angeles on fire on 11/8, November 8th. I could tell you stuff about Big Boy and Travis Scott, but I want to show you what's up with Maroon 5 when they announced it. They announced that Maroon 5 was performing on September 19th. 19/9, Tom Brady was the 199th pick out of Michigan. 199 is the 46th prime. Tom Brady equals 46. So does Michigan. So these are numbers that are relevant to Brady. 199th pick was Brady. And check it out. From the date of the announcement, September 19th, to the Super Bowl was 137 days, the 33rd prime. We just talked about how Tom's 33. You know, ATL's 33 down on the 33rd parallel. Another name for the shape of the football is the mandorla. We had a tie game at 3-3 in Super Bowl 53. Vesica Pisces 53, Mandorla 33. It's the same thing. And Adam Levine, from his birthday, which is March 18th, his birthday is March 18th, from his birthday to the Super Bowl was 322 days. The number of Yale Skull and Bones. Walter Camp, who American football is credited to, went to Yale, and he probably was a Skull and Bones member. This code is Masonic. Yale's 43, Masonic's 43, football's 43. Remember, for those of you who are my age or older, you probably remember the election of George W. Bush, who became the 43rd president. It came down to Florida, where his brother was the 43rd governor, where his father was the 43rd vice president. Again, they were both Yale Skull and Bones members. Yale 43. His father was also the 41st president. Skull and Bones 41. He's been involved in some Super Bowl coin tosses 41. And speaking of the coin toss, in the game it was tails, wasn't it? Tails is 16, like the 16 points put up on the board, like 53, the 16th prime. Jared Goff, number 16, getting his 16th loss. So here it was, talking about how this all was a good sign for Tom Brady. And again, that's why you want to be signed up on the Patreon, because we just drop gems. You know, we help people earn, we help people see truth. And I don't charge very much. You know, I charge $5 a month and you get a ton of content. You get hundreds of hours of video content every month. So let me see if my camera unfroze. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to open it up to the phone line. If anybody wants to call in, anybody got any questions, this is the number. Jot it down or just dial it on your phone right now. 509-731-0567. 509-731-0567. And the other favor you want to do for yourself is go out and pick up this book. So what's up, Jason?
Hey, how's how's it going, Zach?
It's going well, man. How are you?
Not much, man. Hey, do you check your text messages on your phone?
Sometimes I get about 1 billion, though.
You know what? And I figured you probably do. But I sent you a text last night that there was a weird stoppage in the game of the Timberwolves against the Nuggets. And I'm like, damn, look at that. And I got up and I took a picture of the screen and I texted it to you. And the score was 102 to 99, like Tom Brady's 12 in the 99th season. And the clock was stopped at 2:41, the 53rd prime.
Right.
And there was 10 seconds left on the shot clock, which was the gap in the score tonight.
Nice, man. And that makes sense because their last Super Bowl was in Minneapolis and he has family there, so that's why they would do that. Yeah, great observation.
Right on, man. And hey, one other thing is that Wade Wilson decode, the Jewish gematria of Wade Wilson was 2019.
Huh. I didn't catch that. Nice work. Wade Wilson, for people who don't know, just died on his birthday. Used to be an NFL player, finished his career with 99 passing touchdowns.
Right, yep. Right on, man. Well, hey, keep up the good work, dude. I'm going to start listening in again as soon as I hang up.
All right, appreciate it, brother. Thanks.
All right, thanks.
All right, True Seeker, the phone line's open. I'm putting up the reviews for the book. You don't want to be sleeping on this book. It'll take you places. What's up, caller?
Hey, I just had a quick question. I remember you bringing up the point about the SpongeBob. You know, this little. I think there's a caller that was calling in about the SpongeBob.
Right.
I noticed during the halftime show. I didn't know if that had any significance or not.
I saw they put up a picture of SpongeBob too, and SpongeBob's creator died this year. So I thought about that. I'd have to go back and look and see if there was something there.
Yeah. Also, I noticed Edelman was number 11.
Right.
And it was the Patriots' 9th Super Bowl.
It was the Patriots' 11th Super Bowl. It was Tom Brady and Belichick's 9th.
Oh, okay. Then I could see the whole 9 and then the 11 thing, and then 11 being the master number. So
I just pulled up the SpongeBob creator's death. He died at age 57. That's our big Super Bowl number. When you write out 57, it equals the same thing as Super Bowl as championship. And this was the Patriots' 57th playoff game tonight. They last won the Super Bowl in their 57th season over the Falcons. So,
interesting.
He died on the 26th, too. He died on the 26th in the 11th month. Patriots' 11th Super Bowl. They get the 26th championship for the AFC. And I'm realizing that he died 97 days after his birthday, which is death. If you counted the full span, he died on his 98th day. Tom Brady's 98, Patriots is 98, New England Patriots 98. So maybe some way this was actually connected to the planned Super Bowl. There was a reason they showed SpongeBob SquarePants. Something was up with that.
Yeah, I just thought it was kind of awkward. And then the whole, I don't know if it was meteors or whatever that was coming down all of a sudden. It was just awkward. But anyways, just want to make that point. And thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it.
Welcome. The other thing I'm catching here about his death is it equals 331. The Patriots just won the Super Bowl on the day, leaving 331 days left in the year. So for the people calling in, I can only take one call at a time. All right, the line's up. We've got somebody. What's up, caller?
Hey, Zach, this is Rich. Sorry to take my second call of the night, but I just cracked a little riddle myself.
Okay, what's up?
Well, the whole time that you've done this, we've probably hidden about 100 trolls from the channel. And I sat there before Richie from Boston, punk bitch. Am I allowed to cuss on this?
Yeah.
Little punk bitch who was just on Adam Green's show the other day, decided to come on your channel, and I went ahead and booted his ass. He's out there saying how you can't touch him and shit like that. The thing is I wrote to Richie and Adam, and both of them ain't going to sit there and respond to me come inbox Daily Dose of Gematria, motherfuckers, and I'll sit there and tell you about 12 riddles. I mean, they sent all these trolls, is my point. And we had fun deleting every single one of them. So, keep on working hard to put this obvious work down, and we'll just keep on deleting your asses.
All right, man. I appreciate you taking care of the trolls. Keep it up, brother. You have a good night, man.
Keep from Boston to go ahead and inbox me at Daily Dose of Gematria if he's got any balls.
He doesn't have any balls. We already know that.
All right, brother.
All right, later, man. What's up, caller?
Hey, how you doing, Zachary? My name is Daryl from Detroit.
Hey, Daryl.
Hey, how are you? I've been following you ever since you predicted the national championship back when Villanova won it. So I've been listening to it like the last 4 years. But I ordered your book and I never got it. For some odd reason, it never came to my house. I'll just order it again.
Don't order it again, man. Don't order it again. What I want you to do is text me your email address. My book is an ebook. It's an instant digital download, so it was sent to your email right away. Yeah. So
okay.
just send me your email address, and I will resend you the book. And I got a new second edition, so I'll get you the new version too.
Okay. Now, my question real quick is, do you think the Golden State Warriors are going to win the NBA championship? Is it scripted for them to win it?
So, okay. So here's what I'm going to say, man. The NBA finals begin on a date with 54 numerology. And do you remember something in time? Do you remember something from recent years in the NBA about a streak of 54 getting ended by a certain team at Oracle Arena?
Houston, wasn't it?
Nope. They played in the Eastern Conference.
Boston?
There you go. Now go back and look at the opening. Go back and look at the opening night of the NBA this year, October 16th, which was the day leaving 76 days left in the year. Philadelphia and the 76ers played. So did Boston, and I think the Thunder. Look at the winning scores and add the points together. Add the winning scores of the points together, and then go to Gematria and type out the NBA Finals and tell me what you see.
Okay. I appreciate it. So that means I was right. I said it was going to be Boston and Golden State. That means I was right. Okay, I appreciate it, Zach.
All right, man. You have a good night.
I'm gonna see my text.
I'll get you you send me the email address. I'll send you the book as soon as I'm off here.
Thank you.
All right, welcome. All right, callers. The phone line is up, and it is Phoenix, Arizona, my old stomping ground in my college days. What's up, Phoenix?
Hey, Zach, can you hear me?
I hear you.
Hey, this is Herbert Liquid, but we have our own issues. But when I was watching this about the Super Bowl, can I swear here?
Yeah.
But if you watch some of my videos when I was putting out a couple of days ago, how few of them sums up to Patriots, with 53 and all this stuff. George Gordon is 53. Well, I was way off about my over-under prediction about the score, but I had the Patriots winning at least by like a field goal or something. And I've been saying how it's going to be a rematch of 9/11 Super Bowl.
Right.
And that's exactly what happened.
Right. Yep, you're right on, man. Great work.
Hey, thank you, man.
You're welcome. Keep up the good work. I think we were all way off on the Super Bowl score this year. I don't think anybody saw that low of a score. So. Yeah. Vegas won on that.
Yeah, including the Robert guy is 33, and the Robert Kraft's 33. So that's also part of it, including Tom. I think is 33. So.
Exactly. Yeah, you're right on, man. Appreciate it, caller.
Thank you.
You have a good night, man. Take care. Yeah, again, the score was 13-3, 16 points, 53 is the 16th prime. It was put away with a 41-yard field goal with 41-year-old Tom Brady, Super Bowl 41, the 13th prime. They couldn't have scripted it any better. If you want to call in, the number's 509-731-0567. What's up, caller?
Hey, what's up, Zach? This is my first time calling in. I started calling at work, I think when the playoffs last season started for the NFL. It's like January 2018. I came across my videos on YouTube. I've been following ever since. I have a couple of questions. first thing that stood out to the game with the final score was the 13-3. I remember last year you talking about the 13-3 Eagles and 13-3 Patriots. And the significance of that number to that specific playoffs.
So
I wonder if that had any significance for tonight, and then also the combined score of 16 points, if that number had any significance.
yeah, so again, last year Minnesota equals 133, football equals 133. So there's your 13-3. And then again, 16 combined points. 53 is the 16th prime number. Jared Goff, number 16, got his 16th career loss tonight. And again, Tom Brady's 41 years old. 41's the 13th prime. The game was put away with a 41-yard field goal. Like I always say, scripted from the final score to the box score to the hash mark. And don't forget, the United States of America equals 99. USA equals 41. 41, the 13th prime. The nation began with 13 colonies, 13 stripes. When you write out 13, it equals 99. So that's what it was about.
That makes sense. It was funny because watching that the 41-yard field goal, I was watching with my friend, and I was like, "Oh, of course it's 41 yards." And he was like, "What do you mean?" And I briefly explained to him the numerology of the word Super Bowl. But it was just funny because immediately I knew the game was over when they were going to kick that field. I was about to be the end of the game right here.
Right.
And fucking was their line at the end he kicked it and he didn't even try to make it. And I'm just like, bro, you're not even gonna try and make this kick. You shanked it so left.
And speaking of which, exactly, because these kickers make and miss on command, and I have no doubt they're using technology to ensure outcomes. Zerline, the first field goal he made, the only field goal he made, it was doing the same thing. It was slicing out right. It was gonna miss, and then all of a sudden it started bending back left and went through the goalpost. That is an impossible movement for a football, but you'll see it again and again if you pay attention to these NFL games. When Zerline kicked that field goal to send it to overtime against the Saints, it was the same thing. It was slicing right. It was going to go wide, and then it just bent back the other way and went in. Impossible to do that.
Yeah, it was stupid because the first kick, the only point that they made, he made a 53-yard field goal too.
At 53, right? Right.
40-something yards or something.
Yeah, exactly, man.
I have one last question. I don't want to hold you too long, but I'm sure more people want to call in. I know typically at the end of Super Bowls or in the championships, you usually find some connection for future championships. I know the Super Bowl 51, you saw that there was going to be another Patriots Super Bowl 52, and the same thing for last season. Do you see anything that will clue you in for future championships for next season from this game?
I'm working on those things on Patreon for all the people signed up right there. I've already given people a tip next year for Super Bowl 54. I do not think it's going to be the Patriots. Again, New England equals 45. That's the 9th triangular number. It's the 9th Super Bowl with Brady and Belichick. 9 represents completion. I think they're donezo. All right. Appreciate it, caller. I'm going to switch over to the next one, man. Keep it up. You have a good night. Thank you.
That's right.
There, I've already given people a tip next year for Super Bowl 54. I do not think it's going to be the Patriots.
Caller, can you mute your phone? Can you mute?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, yeah, thanks for muting the video. What's up?
Hey, how's it going, man?
Another day in paradise.
Right on. Yeah, I just want to say, I like that the last field goal was the one the game was really what did it for me, man. He had to kick that ball 10 yards left of the post.
Right. To make sure.
I was just that was just too much, man. I almost feel like Tom Brady was crying at the end too, almost like that. It would literally you could hear the announcers "Are you okay? Are you okay?" He's crying, and Robert Kraft was shaking. It's almost like they know that we know. It's like they know that we all know that so many more people are waking up to this being so fake.
Right, man. Right. And it's about time.
It's like they know it.
Right.
It's like they know their time is up, type of thing. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was. And it's interesting too. I know you talk a lot about the numbers in the games, but I've noticed, every scene, when they go to commercials, every interview, the players with the coinciding numbers to what they're talking about was standing in the background, or
right.
There was one game where the guy he laid his jersey on the ground and he was signing it, but you could see he was looking like he was praying on it. And
And then they were talking about other things, and it was all, and the number he was signing on the jersey was the same number that ISIS added up to, and Islam, and all these, like, is like there was a whole coded numerology, theater little act. Like, they do this at every cutscene of every play.
They do. And something else I noticed is they have players with the right number fake injuries. Tonight it was Chung for the Patriots. Chung equals 53 at Super Bowl 53. Chung's also 26, going for that 26 championship. He's wearing the number 23 on 2-3. Chung's also 82, like Super Bowl LII is, like New England Patriots is, like how it's the Rams' 82nd season. So, yeah, man, there's just so many numerical rituals that you will only catch understanding this knowledge.
Yeah, and it's cool. And, like, even when they do it, the announcers will even say, hey, it's all about the numbers, isn't it?
Right.
One time, and then the guys will be in the background, and you add up all their numbers, and it coincides with the whole game. It's, like, so cool, man. It's so. And what was today's game? Was 16. GOAT equals 16. So
there you go.
Today's total.
There you go. That's a great reminder. GOAT is 16, greatest of all time. GOAT's also 65. Patriots become 6-5 in Super Bowls. GOAT 43. Football 43. Yeah. So, yep. Good reminder about GOAT.
At least fake wrestling. At least they try to put on a good show. It's almost like in this world that we live in. I think wrestling's the only sport that was actually real. They told us wrestling's fake. I think wrestling may be actually real. And everything else is fake.
Wrestling looks more real than all these other sports. I've been saying that for a long time, man.
It really is.
I've been saying it for a long time.
Well, good luck.
Appreciate it.
All right, have a good one.
All right, Truth Seekers, the line's open, 509-731-0567. You don't want to be sleeping on this knowledge. You do not. If we got all the callers, we can also wrap it up right here. Oh, we got another caller. Let's see what's up. Oh, it's Michael. What's up, Michael?
How's it going, man?
It's going well, man.
Hey, did you catch they aired that Super Bowl for the Patriots? They aired it the day before the actual game, last night.
What did they do?
When they showed on the commercials where they said that Patriots are Super Bowl champions, and they showed the hat and the gear and stuff.
They did that last night?
They did it, yeah. It was yesterday. They did it before the game. It was last night, yeah.
What was that on, like ESPN or something?
Well, someone caught it. I sent you the YouTube link.
Oh man, I missed it.
Somebody caught it, and yeah, it was last night.
Something else, man. Something else.
It's weird, and then they showed it today. I was just like, "What? That's crazy." But yeah. Did you get my? Well, did you get? Well, this is. I don't know. I know it's off topic, but did you get my text about the show I told you to check out? It's called Touch.
Touch.
It has to do with gematria.
It's how the whole world's scripted by numbers, right?
Yeah. This kid's like autistic, and his dad is like he can only communicate through numbers and stuff.
I've talked about that show before. The beginning trailer starts with the red Kabbalah thread, and again, this whole code of letters and numbers comes from Kabbalah. So.
I just started watching it like a couple days ago. I was just checking it out.
The first episode's about 318, right? 318.
Yeah.
Yep.
But that's all I had, though, Zach. Thanks, man.
All right. Appreciate it, Michael. You have a good night.
You too.
Hey, so I'm seeing the scene here. 126 likes and 98 dislikes. Is that really happening? Who dislikes this? You guys don't like knowledge? You don't like me coming out here and give you free knowledge? Helping you make some coin? I mean, come on, people. You guys should have been signed up on my Patreon. You could be celebrating tonight, putting some cash in your pocket. What's up, caller?
Hey, what's going on, Zachary?
What's up, man? Thanks for calling.
Hey, man, I was looking at the game. I'm a diehard Pats fan.
Oh, and, no.
Yeah, I'm a diehard Pats. I'm a diehard Pats fan, man. And I was telling my family, I was like, man, I already know who's going to win. I did a little research. I see that New Orleans, when I looked up New Orleans, I see that Their numerology is 53, well, 54 actually.
Right.
Their numerology is 54. Super Bowl is 54. I tried to look up Patrick Mahomes the second. I see that his number, I believe he had 54 in his as well. So I don't know if we may see a Saints or Chiefs championship next year. Not really sure. I don't know if you heard about the tweet. It's an old tweet that they had pulled up on Todd Gurley back in 2012.
Right.
He actually predicted. Did you hear about that? Or
Yeah,
did you see it?
when he was 17 years old.
Yeah, he was 17 saying that he was going to play against the New England Patriots in the Super Bowl. And I was like, man, my parents now, like my family now has like really figured out like, yeah, you're telling the truth now. Like it's so obvious now. Just like the field goal, went 10, 15 yards to the left. They get paid all their money to make field goals. They totally missed that on purpose.
Right.
Also, the first down that Anderson had ended up picking up, the guy punched the ball out his arm, and then it went back about 3 or 4 yards back. Then they put it back. Instead of putting it on the inch line, they moved it back. I think it was like 3rd and 2nd or something like that. You remember that play?
I do.
Yeah, that was that was kind of weird. And I figured just doing a lot of studying myself, just from learning from you. I have figured out a lot of this stuff now. It's still a lot to learn, but I thank you for everything, man, because these games are really scripted. Just like the last thing I'm going to say, about 3 days ago, I had went on Wikipedia. I had looked up Julian Edelman. And what was strange about it was that when I checked his Wikipedia, they had already nominated him to be a 3-time Super Bowl champion.
Huh.
Yeah, and I actually screenshotted it. If I could actually send it to you one day, I actually show you. They had nominated him and said that he was a 3-time Super Bowl champion. After I seen that, just from me studying a lot of things from you, I kept telling people, I said, the true number is 6. The 6 is the opposite of 9. I said, Tom Brady is going to win his 6th Super Bowl. And I said, Julian Edelman is going to be the MVP. And everybody kept saying, no, he's not, no, he's not. And it was strange how nobody else could catch a pass but Julian Edelman.
And he was wide open all night. He was just wide open all night.
Zachary, all night. And even the announcers kept saying, they can't cover him. They can't seem to cover him. And I'm like, as great as the Rams defense was playing, why could they not cover Julian Edelman? And I'm a diehard Pats fan, but just to have that knowledge and to I just thank God for people like you that are spreading, like, these are positive things. I know a lot of people, I know you get a lot of backlash behind it, but what you're teaching a lot of people, it's amazing. And a lot of this stuff is common sense if we actually just do our own studies.
Right.
That's all I want to say, man. And I'm thankful to be able to get through and to be able to talk to you, because I've been watching you for a long time, so that's all I wanted to say.
Well, I appreciate the call, friend. So I got to ask you before you go, though, are you going to continue to call yourself a fan of these teams?
I don't think so. You know what? I couldn't even though I love the Patriots, like, this year I couldn't even get happy about them winning, because it's so obvious. Like,
right.
It's so obvious now what was going on. Just like how we beat the Falcons that year. We came back from 21 points and
25. 25.
Right. 25, and then when the Falcons was in field goal range was whatever minutes it was left, and they could have just kicked the field goal to go up 10. The quarterback, Matt Ryan, he run back 50 yards, it seemed like, to get out of field goal range.
It was 3rd and 33. Exactly. The Falcons were up 8. They were in field goal range. They run the ball 3 times. They kick the field goal. They're up 11. It's game over. Instead, they drop back. They get a holding. They get a sack. It's 3rd and 33. Oh, my God.
Exactly. Just like the Saints lost. Even though that call against the Saints was obvious that they did that on purpose, but when the Saints had the ball with like 1 minute and 50 seconds left, they kept throwing the ball.
Exactly.
Running the ball.
That's how
you know that football is rigged.
Exactly.
I used to play football.
Exactly.
Whenever you're in a situation to win, you always make sure you run out the clock. Your clock is your best friend.
Exactly.
Why would you go against the clock?
Exactly, man. I said the same thing. Yep.
Yeah, man. So I thank you for everything, man.
Well, you're welcome. Appreciate your call, man. You have a good night.
You too, Zach.
All right, take care. Remember, it all started with the Patriots after 9/11 and the Patriot Act. And this year, the first Monday Night Football game, it was a doubleheader, and it carried into the early hours of September 11th. And if you go back and look, the 4 teams that played, they combined for 111 points, like how September 11th leaves 111 days left in the year. And I said right then that night, I put up a long video, showed you how they put the Star of David up on the screen on the woman's wrist. I said, is this a signal that we're going to be getting a rematch of the Patriots and Rams? And the next thing you know, Robert Kraft's winning the Jewish Nobel. And this stuff's not an accident, people. Dancing Israelis on 9/11. Don't forget who runs your sports leagues. Caller just called in and hung up. The phone line's open. All right, here we go. What's up, caller?
Yeah, like how that one person was saying. It was actually 2 days ago where it was an early how they won the championship, and then it shows the Super Bowl champions. It was actually 2 days ago that it was actually NFL Network who put it out.
Huh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I just wanted to go and correct that. My gosh.
So what do you think about all of this?
Like what?
How it's all scripted like this?
Oh man, just like how that one person was saying, freaking WWE looks a lot more real.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What about the people around you? What about the people around you? They feel the same way as you?
Oh yeah, my dad, he's been a Rams fan since he was born, and he was pissed. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's my one of my uncles told me and my dad about it. I was like, oh God, please don't be real.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate the call, friend. You have a good night.
You too.
All right, take care. All right, True Seekers, the line's open, 509-731-0567. Appreciate the 2 people who picked up the book during this live stream. 2 more copies of Letters and Numbers out there. I can't believe how many dislikes there are. Oh, Canada. I don't have long distance, Canada. Sorry, Canada. I'm gonna hold off on it, man. This phone bill's already too much as it is. Just U.S. callers, please. U.S. callers. What's up, caller?
Hey, is this the dude from Gematria Sports Effect?
It is.
Hey, man. Yeah, my friend and I have been kind of waking up to the whole rigged sports thing.
Right.
And it just seems way too much for it to be, the Patriots win these Super Bowls. There's not something going behind it.
Right.
Like Edelman's the MVP. He's number 11. They made their 9th Super Bowl appearance, 9/11.
Well,
Also,
it was the Patriots' 11th Super Bowl as a team, and then for Brady and Belichick, it was their 9th.
yes.
Right.
And just the numbers, happening like that. It's just. Why do you think that Gematria rules the sports outcomes? Or why do you think that has legitimacy behind it?
Hold on, I gotta put. Yeah, I do. Hold on, I'm putting the camera down because my lady's got to walk behind me. You're safe now. So here's why the Gematria rules the sports leagues. It's because of the people who control the league. The people who control the league practice Kabbalah. Kabbalah says God created the world by merging the letter with the number with the word. So this is a code that these people operate by. And the people who control the sports leagues, they're the same people who control your government. It goes back to Rome. We learned in our history books that the Roman government kept their people, pacified by giving them games and entertainment. Nothing's changed. It's the same thing. Everything in this nation's government scripted this way. The news stories are scripted this way. The sports are scripted this way, and it all comes together. So this is the way the world elite operate, and that's why you see it in their sports games.
Okay. So for next year's Super Bowl, what do you think? Drew Brees, Gematria adds up to 54, and next year's going to be the 54th Super Bowl.
Do you think the Saints can make it to the Super Bowl? Do you think there's any ties with that?
I think the Saints got a real shot next year. Drew Brees will be 41 years old too, just like Brady was. And we're seeing these old guys now playing the league. Super Bowl equals 41. Again, 41's the 13th prime. We just saw the Patriots score their 13th point, putting the game away on a 41-yard field goal. So, LA
His
just
numbers.
go ahead.
His numbers come up all the time. I don't mean to click off. These numbers come up all the time. I've noticed. 13.
41. The Eagles won the Super Bowl last year with 41 points.
And the records are 13-3 of some of these teams too.
Right. Football.
And if you reverse it, 31. All these numbers usually come up.
Well, because they're all relevant. 31's the 11th prime. Football is a game of 11 on 11. It's the master number. So that's why you see these numbers so often, because of the symbolism behind them.
Interesting.
Right.
All right. Well, you have a good night, man. I can't think of any more questions to ask. But I mean, you keep on doing what you're doing. You're doing some good stuff. You're really showing some people another side of it. A lot of people just watch it, as an entertainment, and watch it as, this is something that's real, but in reality, it's just scripted. Like it's set up each year. I mean, it wouldn't have a business out of it.
Right.
It wouldn't be.
Right.
It wouldn't be much.
Hey, if you want to hear my call to the NFL league office earlier this year, let me see what you got to type in. What did I call it? NFL. Shoot, I have a call to the NFL league office. You should listen to what I said. It was after Aaron Rodgers got his 63rd home win, beating the 49ers on Monday Night Football. Aaron Rodgers equals 63. They won the game 33-30. And as the game ended, Joe Buck said, "What a Hollywood script." So go listen to that call I made to the NFL office about that game and a few other games, man. A lot of us need to start calling the league and say, we know what's up. Enough with these leagues. It's time for us to shut it down just so they know the words out. But I appreciate your call, man.
Yeah, I mean, one last thing I'll say on it, the Saints got robbed. They got robbed in the NFC Championship. And, I mean, a lot of people in New Orleans were, boycotting the game. And I don't deny it, dude. It should have been.
Right. But the thing is, it's not really that they got robbed, because that was the script. It was so scripted. I don't know if you know this, but the ref who blew the no pass interference call, he's a former NFL player who played for the Rams. And that's not an accident. It's how scripted they have it. And remember, even before that play happened, the Saints blew the game because all they had to do was run the ball 3 times, kick the field goal, and advance to the Super Bowl. They chose to throw it and stop the clock and set up the whole scenario that they did. But, yeah, if pass interference is called like it should have been, the Saints win the game, but it wasn't supposed to be that way because it's all scripted and planned.
Exactly, man. All right, you have a good night. I'm keep on watching.
Take care, man. All right, caller, what's up? Caller, you're on.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello?
Yeah, you're on.
Hey, what's up, man?
What's up? Thanks for calling.
Hey, how you doing? I'm out of. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you loud and clear, man.
Okay, I'm out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and yeah, this is.
Caller, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. Sorry about that. I'm watching your video at the same time. So I just wanted to say, why didn't Green Bay go, and will Green Bay ever go, do you think?
Well, what do you mean? You guys got 5 Super Bowls. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
You guys have won 5 Super Bowls.
Okay, but yeah, I'm talking about in the last 10 years, we haven't won. I mean, besides Rodgers winning that, and then that was like kind of it.
Well, I mean, it's just like you and the 49ers and the Cowboys. You guys haven't won for a while because you already have dominated the league. So it's like giving some other teams some new blood, I'm sure that it'll cycle back around to those teams eventually. But you guys are one of the most dominant teams in NFL history. So.
Right.
All right, man. I appreciate the call. You have a good evening.
Right.
All right, man. Take care.
Hey, another thing, I had. Why can't I become a Patreon? I can't become a Patreon for some reason from Wisconsin.
Yeah, you can. You can sign up on Google Chrome. Get the Google Chrome browser and sign up. It works a lot better with Patreon.
Okay, we'll do. Thanks,
All right, thanks, man.
Love your stuff.
All right, have a good night. Appreciate it.
You too. Bye-bye.
What's up, caller?
Hey, what's going on, my friend?
Hey,
This is my first time tuning in to your channel, and I'm actually from the New England area.
Okay, what's going on?
Well, I find it really fascinating. Basically, the explanation of from the last caller or a few callers back, they had a question as to how do the controllers or how do the elites operate, and you explained it in terms of like, well, they work in Kabbalah. So that basically confirmed all my suspicions too, because being in the belly, like here in New England, and like trying to, effectively communicate that to people, sometimes, you get like tripped up and, explaining it in an effective way. But I guess my question, in terms of like the whole elaborate design of it, like what do you think the implication of like doing the Kabbalah actually mean in terms of like a grander sort of scheme or like manipulation of people? Like, why do you think that they're actually designing these things specifically in this manner?
Sure. Okay. So it goes back to, okay, there's something called the ancient mystery religions. If you've ever heard of Skull and Bones 322, where 322 comes from, right.
Eternity, right?
So 322, where it gets its significance, is Genesis 322. And Genesis 322 is about the tree of life, which is the physical model for Kabbalah. And if you write out ancient mystery religions in Gematria, it sums to 322. The ancient mystery religions are Kabbalah, Kundalini, alchemy, Hermeticism. Hermeticism says that everything in the world carries a vibration, every letter, every shape, every symbol, every color. And these vibrations, they have real world influence over people, and they essentially change the direction of people's lives. They have this controlling power. So it's like, I'm not the master of this occult knowledge. I'm someone just like you who's born on the outside, wasn't educated about any of this, just learning about it and studying it and observing it. So it's easy to see that they're working by this knowledge. What real world impact it has, I can't say. But to me, I have this belief that somehow it's working, because my question from the time I was a young person, I mean a child, I've been questioning why people can't see the things that I see from the time I was a child. Like, why do people have so much trouble seeing that these games are rigged and scripted? They look ridiculous. You have $1 million athletes and coaches making the dumbest decisions season after season. I've been questioning this stuff since I was a child. And announcers always blurting out, you couldn't have scripted it any better. So this stuff's supposed to have, this is supposed to be real magic that has influence over people. And seemingly, I mean, somebody out there listening is probably like, it's not that they don't see it, it's just that they're too drunk watching the games to pick up on it, which is also an argument. But anyway, from the controller's point of view, they believe in these practices, and they're supposed to have power and influence over people. Again, think about the word spell. We use the word spell in terms of crafting words and also in terms of magic, right?
Uh-huh.
So these people believe that they are casting magical spells that are having influence over the populace. And are they really or not? I can't say for certain, but from what I've observed,
that makes a lot of sense, because I do know that the first physical manifestation of vibration are light. So when you just elaborated that, it made like a light bulb just went off in my head, and it actually sort of made everything more cohesive. So, man, I really appreciate your work, and you made this like really clear.
Well, I appreciate it, friend. You should definitely pick up my book. There's so much information in my book, rig sports, and a whole lot more. So,
okay, what's the name of the book again?
It's linked in the description of every video. If you just go right here, if you just look down below the video where it says Buy Letters Numbers book, it's 800 pages. It's an instant download. You're welcome to print it out, but it's only $5, and it's 800 pages long, man. You can't get this much knowledge anywhere else for $5.
All right, man. That's the deal. Hey, man, I really appreciate it.
All right, you have a good night. You take care, man.
Thanks, you too, man.
What's up, caller?
Yeah, I just had a really quick question.
Yes.
in regards to Super Bowl 45, how do you break that down, Zach?
Super Bowl 45?
Yeah, it's just your what comes to mind right offhand, and that's all I wanted to know.
Hold on, I just got to go back and think about what Super Bowl 45 was. It would have been the 41st of the modern era. I'm trying to remember who was in that game.
The Pittsburgh Steelers and Green Bay Packers. They won 31-25 over the Steelers, the Packers.
Okay. So that was the 41st Super Bowl of the modern era, right? And that's huge because Green Bay equals 41. So Green Bay got the Super Bowl win. What's that?
Super Bowl 45 on February
6,
2011.
Right, that's the 41st Super Bowl of the modern era. So so today was the 49th Super Bowl of the modern era. Super Bowl 53 was the 49th in the modern era. So Green Bay got it, and Green Bay's 41, just like Super Bowl. So good Super Bowl for them to win. And do you know what Super Bowl number that was for the Packers? How many Super Bowls they've been in when they played in that one?
I honestly, I don't know. No.
Okay, I'm sure there's more to it, but just right away that the Green Bay has that strong connection to 41, and they picked it up in the 41st of the modern era. That makes some sense right there. And I noticed they won with 31 points. That's a good score to beat the Steelers with, because Steelers is 31. So.
Okay, well, I appreciate your insight there. You have enjoy the rest of your week.
You too, man. You have a good night.
Okay.
Super Bowls they've been in.
Hey, caller, can you mute the video? You're on.
Hello?
Yeah, you're on.
Oh, is this the Gematria guy?
Yeah, it is.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, man.
I just had a couple questions because I just found out your channel like a couple weeks ago, and I've been just so intrigued and everything, and just finding out all this stuff, and just it's really blowing my mind, to be honest. And I just wanted to know where I could find like is your book a good like spot to start off and just know all this stuff?
It is. It's probably the only spot to start off because there's no other resource like it in the world. I wrote it for a beginner. The way the book starts is, why is there 26 letters in the English alphabet? The next chapter teaches you the 4 base ciphers, the same ones we're working with here tonight. And then I just build your knowledge throughout, give you the reason, people use this knowledge, how it's been used throughout history up to the present, how that world of sports has been scripted this way for a century. And yeah, man, it's for a beginner.
Also, I saw you had something about the Sandy Hook shooting. I was actually in the Parkland shooting. I go to that school over there, and there's correlations I've heard. I know, there's been different. I've heard a lot of different stories up in there that was very weird and stuff. And now that I've had a first-hand experience and stuff on it, is crazy. And I was just wondering if there's any planned stuff going on over there.
When you say over where do you mean?
At the school.
You mean at Parkland?
Yeah.
That's where you go to school?
Yeah, I go there.
I've tried to call your school and talk to your principal a number of times because I'm real suspicious of what happened there that day.
Yes, I know, me too. So many things are weird about that.
So your school's named after Marjorie Stoneman Douglas, who's from Minnesota. And she's from Minneapolis, the 612 area code, and the shooting happened right after the Super Bowl, and your guys' logo looks just like the Eagles. Yeah. Minneapolis is the 612 area code. In Gematria, Valentine equals 612, and the shooting was exactly 612 days after the Pulse nightclub shooting, which was on June 12th, 612. And think about it, Pulse, like a heart pulses, and then Valentine's hearts. And there was a number of other riddles in that, but I saw in the media the 2 proofs that there was a shooting put out was a laptop screen, which looked like it had some white stickers on it, which were supposedly supposed to be bullet holes. And then I saw a plastic dummy with red, fake blood next to it. And I thought, really? That's supposed to tell me a shooting happened there?
Really?
So, hey, since you went there, do you know David Hogg and Emma Gonzalez?
Yeah, I do not like that guy at all.
Yeah, he's pretentious, man. What about Emma Gonzalez?
Yeah.
So okay. Yeah, they're like miniature celebrities now.
Yeah, they really blew up.
So
I know David Hogg's dad was like part of the FBI and stuff.
Right. Yeah, but that's what in my book. I even cover that, the angles between the Super Bowl and that shooting, because there's oftentimes rituals with sports and news. The other year when the Falcons lost in the Super Bowl, a giant section of their freeway collapsed, and they blamed it on somebody smoking crack under the freeway, which didn't make any sense. But there's always weird riddles with news and sports.
I know, that's crazy. Do you know if there was like any correlation with him going to the Jewish rooms?
Say
and
again?
The 17 people.
What is it?
Like, you know how he went to and shot up the Jewish part of the rooms and stuff?
Oh yeah, they said that he shot up Holocaust Remembrance class, which was room 1214, and 1214 is the date of the Sandy Hook school shooting.
Yeah. Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, damn.
So you as a student there, you don't know if a shooting really happened or not?
For all this time, I knew something was weird about it. I just couldn't put my tip on it. Like, I couldn't figure it out. Because I've been following like the Illuminati and stuff and all that for a year now, I would say. But now it's just finally everything's clicking together.
Right. Well, good for you. How old are you? You're still in high school?
Yeah, I'm a senior right now.
Dude, you're way ahead of your time, man. You just keep it up. You're going to go somewhere.
I'm praying on it. I just want to say thank you, and I love what you're doing. Keep going. Please don't stop.
I won't, man. Hey, see if you can talk to your principal and tell him you'd like Zachary Hubbard to come speak at your school. I'll fly there myself.
Believe me, I would love to.
Yeah, I've been calling your principal. He won't get back to me, so.
I wonder why.
Yeah, I wonder why too. All right, man.
Well, you take it easy, okay?
Yeah, you too. You have a good night.
Thank you for everything.
All right, yeah, welcome. Take care. That was cool. Caller, you're on. Caller?
Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Yes, how are you?
Yeah, you're on. Caller, you want to say something?
Yeah, how are you, my brother?
Just doing the live stream, man. What's up?
Yes, I just started following you. I just started following you.
And?
So, my brother is like still sleeping, and I'm trying to convince him that the NFL is fixed. So how will I be able to approach him regarding that?
Well, there's so many ways to approach it. I mean, you could. I think the Saints. I think the AFC and NFC conference championships were great examples. You could say. I mean, think about it. $1 million coaches, players, they don't know to run the ball 3 times with no time left in the game and kick that field goal and advance to the Super Bowl. Why are they throwing the ball there? And then how's the ref seriously going to miss that call? And what are the odds that ref used to be a Rams player? And then in the AFC championship, how are they going to make that roughing the passer call against Brady that extended their drive? I mean, that was probably the worst call in the history of the NFL. If people can't see through this, they really don't want to. Go back to the Patriots-Falcons Super Bowl and say, man, don't you remember how the Falcons were like 1st and 10 down around the 20 field goal range? There was just a few minutes left in the game. They had an 8-point lead. They could have ran it 3 times, kicked a field goal, gone up 11 around the 2-minute warning. How's a team going to come back from down 11 with 2 minutes left in the game? Impossible. But instead, they dropped back to pass. They took a sack. They got a holding. Next thing you knew, it was 3rd and 33. I mean, there's just example after example. How did the Patriots beat the Seahawks? The Seahawks could have handed the ball off to Marshawn Lynch, who's guaranteed for a yard in the touchdown. Instead, they throw the first pass of the entire season at the goal line. And go back and look at that box score. It was Russell Wilson's 21st pass. It got intercepted by number 21 on the down 2nd and 1 on the date February 1st. You know, the script is in, man. And for people who don't see it year after year, it's just like they don't want to see it. So if you can't reach people just making those logical arguments, they're probably definitely not going to take to the gematria, which is the level that I like to educate people on.
Yeah, and so like this year, and like I told myself I was gonna watch the Super Bowl. So my friend let me know, okay, like to watch it with them. So I watched it with them. I wasn't even excited at all when it comes to the Super Bowl because I know it's rigged, and I know Tom Brady somehow was gonna win the game.
Right.
And like I have another friend, he's a Dallas Cowboys fan, that finally he woke up, he said this thing had to be rigged, so he's not interested anymore when it comes to the NFL.
Right.
And we all have to be waking up from this sleep that we all undergo. The spell these people put us in, only a few is waking up from this spell.
Right, not enough. Not enough.
Not enough, and you're doing a good job, my brother, and I really appreciate the work you're doing.
Well, I appreciate that you appreciate it. And thank you for listening. Thank you for trying to wake up other people. So that's what we got to do.
Yes, sir. You take care, man. God bless you, my brother.
All right, right back at you, friend. You have a good night. All right, take care, man. All right, callers. I'm not sure how long we've been going. Let me think. I started about 8:45, so we're an hour and a half in. We can go a little bit longer. Let's take a few more calls here. What's up, caller?
Dog, finally. I've been calling you for like 45 minutes.
You did it. You made it.
All right. Zach, type in on Google the Skull and Bones Foundation Day and then measure to 2019. I appreciate your time.
Skull and Bones Foundation Date. I don't know this off the top of my head. Skull and Bones. Oh, I typed skull wrong. Skull and Bones Foundation Date. For people who just tuned in here, we were talking about how Walter Camp established American football. He's likely a Skull and Bones member. From Adam Levine, the singer tonight, from his birthday to the Super Bowl was 322 days. It's the Skull and Bones number.
He was part of the Linonian Society, and they created the Skull and Bones.
Okay. Well, that didn't pull up the date. They were formed in 1832. What's the specific date?
No, just get that year and measure it to 2019.
Oh, well, okay, 168, 177? No, 187, 187.
Yes, sir.
187. Okay.
You know what's happening this year?
Yeah, 2019 is marked, man. Yeah, I think there's something up with that too. Yeah, exactly. Having this Super Bowl that's an anniversary of the 9/11 Super Bowl, I think it's all symbolic, man.
Yeah, that's why I did it, because it was like the 9 and the 11. I was like, oh, no, something's wrong.
Yeah, and when the Rams beat the Saints, that made the Saints playoff record 9-11 too, for another 911 that's out there. Yeah. All right, man. Appreciate the observation. Thank you.
All
right, you have a good night. All right, Truth Seekers, the line is open, and somebody's calling in. California. What's up, California?
Hey, what's up, man? This is Matthew. I wanted to point out something about the Grammys. Alicia Keys came out in 2001 and won 5 Grammys, and now she's hosting this year. What's the connection there?
That's interesting because, 2001, that was the season that it all started.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to point out, man.
All right, good observation. I'll keep an eye on that. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
Caller, can you mute the video?
Yeah, my bad. Sorry to catch the answers real quick.
That's all right.
I just wanted to ask you, I got your book. I haven't read through the whole thing yet, but I was just curious if your book touches on the fact of like if I take my name, I have a very common name. It's an Indian name, even though I was raised by my white mother, but my name is Yusef Ali Ahmed. Okay. And if I take my full name, it equals 144. My birthday's 144.
Huh.
And I always thought that was just me. I was like, oh, that's cool. So I looked up my kids, and then my kids, it was the same thing.
Well, so what you're saying?
I was born on the 14th day of the month. I live in Las Vegas, which is 702. That's 2 sevens. That's 14.
Sure.
And I'm just wondering, does your book touch on any of that?
Yeah, the last chapter's on the organic side of the code. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And that's what that goes into that. Because I know one of your callers was asking about that. Like, one of your callers was just asking about this, like if this works, like what they're doing. And And like you were saying, like it obviously what they're doing obviously works, because we're living in a matrix of numbers.
Right.
Like even our addresses where we live, it's like it's coinciding with our birthdays and things. And like I even looked up me and my wife's birthday, and our birthdays from my birth to her birth is 1331 days. My daughter was born 1113.
Huh. Yeah.
So,
it's crazy.
Yeah, it's very crazy. But it's cool, man. It's only just more to learn, right?
Right. When you get to that last chapter, I write about the organic side and my own experience. So yeah, it's an interesting world we live in.
For sure. All right, man. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, you have a good night. Take care. All right, you guys, should we keep it going? Should we keep it going? If you want to phone in, 509-731-0567. If there's this many people here that dislike the video so much, we have almost as many dislikes as likes. I'd actually like for one of you guys to call in and tell me what you dislike so much. All right, let me go out to Salt Lake City.
Hello.
Hello?
Hi, do you associate with niggers?
So you don't need to troll like that. That's not right. There's probably one of the dislikes. What's up, caller?
Hello?
Yeah, you're on.
Yes, I'm not really buying the whole it's rigged or whatever. What would be the point of rigging it? Like,
So
who's to benefit if the game's rigged or not?
So a lot of people. So the casinos, first of all, if the casinos have the games rigged, they can always make sure things stay in their favor. If the majority of the public money's on the over, they can make sure it's on the under. If the majority of the money's to cover the spread, then, just go the other way. So that's one thing. The other thing is to give narratives and scripts and keep things exciting. Look at how often these NFL games keep you glued to your seat until the very end, so you watch all the commercials and you sit through all the timeouts at the end.
If that was true, why would they script it to be a 13-3 score? Like everyone's saying it's boring. Like I'm sure a lot of viewers tuned out really early.
Okay, so for example, in week one, first of all, before the season began, I explained to my followers why the Patriots were going to win this Super Bowl. I said why they would at the end of Super Bowl 52. And we've been talking about 41, 13, and 99 all season. So you have to understand the numbers. So here's what it is. Tom Brady's 41 years old. The winning field goal that put the game away was a 41-yarder. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
41's the 13th prime number. Now, in Gematria, Super Bowl equals 41. The Eagles won the Super Bowl last year with 41 points in a rematch of the Super Bowl 13 years earlier. And like last year, I told people the Super Bowl would be the Eagles and the Patriots after week 3 because it was going to be all about the flag and its 13 stripes. USA equals 41 in Gematria. United States of America equals 99. This is the 99th NFL season. When you write out 13 as a word, it equals 99. Aaron Donald, for example, he's the 13th overall pick of the draft in his respective year. He wears the number 99. When you write out 13, it equals 99. When you write out Aaron Donald, it equals 99. He ended his holdout exactly 99 days after his birthday before this 99th NFL season began. And I pointed out before the season even began, the Patriots had 523 franchise wins coming into this season. That's the 99th prime number. Aaron Donald's birthday is May 23rd, 523. 523, the 99th prime. As I've been explaining for years, these leagues are so scripted. These people are born and bred to be for the sports that they play in. It's all planned long in advance. So again, the Patriots get their Tom Brady gets his. So hold up. Hold up.
Yeah.
I'm going to explain to you all the symbolism here because there's more. The Patriots won with 13 points. 13's the 6th prime. Brady just got his 6th Super Bowl. 2 years ago, when Nick Saban won his 6th championship at age 66, the game ended on a 41-yard touchdown pass from number 13 to number 6. And the Alabama team, which equals 13, won with 26 points. Tonight's game pretty much ended on a 41-yard field goal. And again, with 13 points, giving Brady his 6th championship, and the AFC its 26th Super Bowl.
You think it was scripted to end on a 41-yard field goal?
Absolutely. I've been showing year after year how these games are scripted from the final score to the box score to the hash mark. And the way they do it, if you pay attention, is the refs don't always spot the ball where they should. If you watch my live stream tonight, early in the game, there was a punt, and the ball was down at the 36-yard line, and the ball should have been at the 36, but when they came back from the commercial, where was the ball? The announcer even called out that it was at the 36, and it was clear as day it was, but when you came back, the ball was at the 37-yard line. They moved the ball at the 37 to start it there because that's where it needed to be. Tonight, the Patriots picked up their 37th playoff win all time. Patriots equals 37, so does Los Angeles, so does Georgia. It's that scripted, and they'll fudge things a little bit to make it all perfect.
I get all the numbers adding up and everything, but what's the bigger picture? Like, I mean, I get there's obviously a lot of money involved. Is that the only thing? Like, just to make money?
It's not just money, it's narrative. How old are you?
20.
So you're not that old. So when you were a little baby, the 9/11 happened, and the Patriot Act happened. And all of a sudden, the New England Patriots out of nowhere were the greatest football dynasty ever. I was 18 years old, and I was saying, come on, people, you can't see through these lies of 9/11. You can't see this joke NFL. You can't see Tom Brady, who's not even agile, out here winning ball games. This is a joke. Patriots, Patriot Act. Whole thing's been a joke the whole time. You got to be blind to not see any of this. And I'm going to explain to you how scripted it is. The word Patriot equals 99. Tom Brady got his first ever career start on the day leaving 99 days left in the year, September 23rd, 2001.
So every single regular season game and all that is scripted too then?
It's all scripted. Listen to this. Tonight was Tom Brady's 307th career game. His 307th. Mercedes-Benz Stadium equals 307. That's the 63rd prime number. And he became 6-3 in Super Bowls. Also, last year, when he lost to Philadelphia in the Super Bowl, his record was 223 wins and 65 losses. And Philadelphia equals 223 and 65. It's like this if you just look at every QB stats. If you look at my Patreon page, there's a reason there's $8,000 worth of subscribers there. It's because every week we look at the NFL, we look at all the sports games, and you'll just see week after week. You know, a team city name equals 22. A team's going for their 22nd win against the team with the 22 Gematria, and it's just this way week after week after week after week because every season is perfectly planned out and scripted. It's really brilliant the way they do it. It's pretty mind-blowing that they're able to achieve this and script it with this detail. I imagine they're using computers, AI, something. But
I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible, but
dude, listen. When you were 14 years old, I started doing this. I've been called like nearly every championship since you were 14 years old, and not just in the NFL. So to even act like it's impossible or not possible is just to not be with the program at all. And I know you're probably new here. I'm on my 18th YouTube channel, by the way. There's a reason they keep deleting me. They don't like me.
I'm not saying it's possible, but I mean, I buy into that. There's people working behind, like, that this is just like, I don't know, smoke and mirrors kind of deal. But
okay, so you're not that old, but Tom Brady, his whole career is the same story. It doesn't matter who his offensive line is. He has all day in the pocket. It doesn't matter if he's going up against the worst defense or the best defense. His receivers are wide open. Julian Edelman tonight. Did anybody guard Julian Edelman tonight? Every time he caught the ball, the closest defender was 10 yards away. Tom Brady's entire career is this way. It was the same thing for Peyton Manning. It's just a joke, man. It's a joke.
So what about when the Jet, like, I don't know, I'm just kind of confused on some things. Why? Like, it's kind of hard if you don't have any of the players in on it.
They're all in on it. Why do you think they're paid millions of dollars? There's no reason to pay any of these guys as much money as they get paid. There's zero reason for an athlete to make that kind of money. There's so many good athletes in this nation. There's so many good athletes. How many people would love to play for their city team and go out there and play to win, and they'd play on a salary of about $100,000 a year? I guarantee you, if sports were legit and I offered $100,000 a year to play on the team, I could put together a team that was better than any of these teams that could beat these teams in the league, and my guys would just get paid $100,000 if it was legit. Guaranteed.
I mean, you can't pay him $100,000 when the league's making billions.
But the league doesn't need to be making this kind of money either. The tickets don't have to cost this much. You don't have to pay $20 for a hot dog. This whole thing's a racket.
I mean, most of the money comes in from the broadcasting anyways.
So that's true, but the point is, These guys are paid mega money, huge dollars, so that they go out there and perform like athletic actors. Notice they're paid the same as Hollywood actors. And why are they paid so much?
So you think pre-draft they bring them in for a meeting and ask them if they're
a lot of these guys are born and bred to be. Like Sony Michel. I pointed out Sony Michel, number 26. He played in the college championship, Alabama, Georgia, in the same building where Alabama won with 26 points. Tonight, the game was exactly 351 days after his birthday, which is the 26th triangular number. The AFC got its 26th Super Bowl, and he scored the only touchdown, number 26. And his birthday is also the same as Michael Jordan's. And Tom Brady just became the GOAT, like Jordan winning his 6th championship. Jordan equals 26. Go look at the last Charlotte basketball game, which Jordan now runs that team. They just played the Bulls and became 26 and 26 on the season. All of this stuff is ritual. The Jared Goff just got stuck at 26 career wins tonight, and the Rams just picked up their 26th all-time playoff loss. This whole season's been about 26. It began on a date with 26 numerology. If you watch the opening night game, Eagles, Falcons, the only touchdowns scored were by number 26. And by the way, we predicted that before the game even began. So, dude, it is a perfect script from start to finish, year after year. You follow this code, you know these numbers, it becomes undeniable.
Like, going back to where you're saying, like, seeing the coaches make all these dumb calls and all that, I mean, I've been watching sports for a long time. That happens at every level. Like, even high school, there's people, like, they could win the game, run the ball out, and they'll throw it a couple times in a row for no reason. Like, that's just sports. That's just, like...
Some of these high school games are scripted too. Not all of them, but it's some. I don't know where you are in the world, but some of these high schools are scripted too. It's not an accident that Nick Foles and Drew Brees went to the exact same high school. That's a special kind of high school. Jared Goff, he went to Marin.
High schools that produce multiple professional athletes.
Right. Jared Goff went to Marin Catholic. Marin Catholic equals 63. I guarantee you it was destined for Jared Goff to lose to Tom Brady and him become 6-3. So some of these high schools are even on the scripting.
You think it goes that deep to high school even?
Of course.
I don't get why, like, I mean, sports is a huge market, but that's a lot to go into it just to get an outcome that you want that's favorable for whoever.
The network that runs all this, man, is Freemasonry. And Freemasonry is omnipresent. It's all across this world. It's in every community. It's in small towns. It's in big towns. I went to a high school with 2-star athletes. Derek Ravio, who played at Gonzaga and now plays professional basketball in Europe, and Michael Roos, who was the left tackle of the Tennessee Titans for a decade. And I'm going to tell you something about Michael Roos. Michael Roos was from Estonia. Who the hell's from Estonia? Every day he wore the same thing, a white-collared T-shirt and khakis. He was a giant. He was a freak athlete. He was the friendliest person in the world. It was almost like he was a robot. And I imagine that he's one of these athletes that was farmed from a young age. He wasn't like the other kids at school. He didn't talk to anybody. He was just a superstar athlete. He was a 4.0 student.
I don't think that's anything irregular.
Dude, Estonia? Who's from Estonia, man? I'm not from Estonia. We're out here in the Pacific Northwest. He was like some import, and, you know, he ended up being destined for the NFL. So
you're out in the Northwest right now?
I'm in Washington State.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Me too. So what about, I don't get, like, how they'll get it down to exact yard. Like,
I just explained it to you earlier, man. I told you the ball was down at the 36 and they put it at the 37. It shouldn't have been there. And if you pay attention, they do that stuff all the time.
Yeah, I know, that's just like human error part of sports, isn't it? Like,
dude, it's not human error, man. You know how much these officials are paid? If everybody sees that the ball's at the 36 and then you come back from the commercial, it's sitting at the 37, it's because they moved it there. And realize what that did. That scripted a 63-yard drive. Tom Brady 6-3. It's just, dude, it's because it's all planned. Like I showed earlier, Rob Gronkowski, number 87, had 87 receiving yards in the game. If you write out tight end, it equals 87. If you write out 12, like Tom Brady's number, it equals 87. Game after game, week after week, it's this way.
So you're saying it's been like the Patriots or whatever since 9/11, but
right?
You
And it
don't
has.
just think it.
It has been the Patriots since 9/11.
Do you feel like Trump had anything to do with tonight then?
Well, Donald Trump, if you go back to his speech January 19th, 2017, the night before he was inaugurated, all he talked about was the Patriots. And then the Patriots went on to win Super Bowl 51. And last year, Donald Trump took on the NFL over the protests on September 23rd, 23/9, like 239. I said right then after that story, I said, there's your Super Bowl, Patriots and Eagles, because the flag was sewn in Philly at 239 Arch Street. It's all about the flag and national anthem. 239 is the 52nd prime, plus a few other layers to it. And it was Super Bowl 52, and that is what the Super Bowl ended up being. So, yeah, the presidency's scripted, the news is scripted, the sports games are scripted. Been proving this for years, man. Go read the article USA Today wrote about me, which came out January 27, 2016. In that year, I called everything about Super Bowl 50 in October. I said why the Broncos would beat the Panthers, why Von Miller would be the MVP, why it would be a tribute to Super Bowl 24. Broncos ended up winning with 24 points, and why there'd be a Black Panther tribute at the game. And sure enough, Beyonce and her dancers dressed up as Black Panthers at halftime. The reason I knew all of that is because of what was going on in the news. And I pointed out that the Super Bowl was in the Bay Area. The Black Panther Party was established in the Bay Area. Huey P. Newton established the Black Panther Party. Who plays for the Panthers with the Black Panther on his helmet? Who's their quarterback? Is his name Cam Newton? The same surname as the man who founded the Black Panther Party? And the other thing I pointed out is Huey P. Newton equals 58 in Gematria. And I said, just watch. Cam Newton will become the 58th quarterback to start in a Super Bowl going up against Peyton Manning. And that's exactly what happened. And then the guy drafted one pick after him, Von Miller, number 58. I said he's going to be the MVP because it has to be a defensive game for Denver. Peyton Manning's washed up. He can't even throw the football anymore. Every pass is a wounded duck. It's going to have to be some big defensive narrative, and obviously it's going to be Von Miller. And boom, 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 all of that correct. That's why USA Today had to write the hit piece they did. And, you know, they didn't apologize after the Super Bowl when I was right about every single thing. So.
Damn, that's crazy. Well, I'm kind of new to what everything you're talking about. So, like, I don't really know, like, what you're talking about, the background about all of it, but.
Well, I'm older than you, man. You're only 20. You're half my age. So I've been doing this for a while.
I mean, the hardest thing for me is that the players would be in on it. Like, everything else.
Why is that hard to believe? So many people say that, and I just don't get why that's hard to believe. Why do you think these guys give a shit about you, man?
I don't think they do. I just think that there is guys out there that actually care and do it for more than money.
I don't.
So you don't think there's some white lineman from Wisconsin or something that all he cares about is football, blah, 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 like...
On a college field, on a high school field, yeah, I do. But not on an NFL field, nope.
I mean, where do the NFL players come from? They come from high school and college.
But they're not all the same, though. Some are born and bred to be. Some are born into these Masonic fraternities. You know, a lot of the guys in the league, their fathers played in the league, so they already know what's up. Here, for example, last year I had the Super Bowl right from week 3, but I had the outcome wrong. But I did say that because last year I was favoring the Patriots to beat the Eagles. But I said if I'm wrong about the Eagles and the Eagles win it, I said just watch. It's going to be Zach Ertz, number 86, to score the winning touchdown. And the reason I said that is because the Super Bowl was 86 days after his birthday. Wearing number 86. It was all about the national anthem, which was adopted 86 years before last NFL season. And sure enough, he scored the winning touchdown. Year after year, you see how these guys have the perfect birthday to sync up with the game. How is that possible? Just like Sony Michel tonight. Sony Michel was the same thing. I said to watch out for him. Of course, he scored the only touchdown in the game because he had the perfect birthday for tonight. It's this way year after year. How is that possible unless these guys are born and bred to be?
Well, what about, how do you explain the guys that, like, their fathers or mothers have been professional athletes? Like,
what do you mean?
Like, if your father is in the NFL and all this is going on, he obviously is going to have So just fixed for his son to be in the league too?
Dude, look at this. Archie Manning, who played for the Saints. Who did the Saints beat when they won their first and only ever Super Bowl?
I can't hear you.
When the Saints won their only Super Bowl, who did they beat?
I don't remember.
They beat Peyton Manning, the son of Archie Manning. Archie Manning played his career for the Saints. Then the Saints finally win a Super Bowl and they beat his son.
Okay.
Doesn't that seem weird?
Yeah, it is a little weird, but
it's weird, man, because it's scripted and it's a mockery. That game ended with Peyton Manning throwing just a big lob straight to the defender. It's like, oh yeah, looked like you were trying to win the Super Bowl out there. Nice pass to the defender, idiot. Yeah, man.
All right, I'm gonna hop off.
All right, dude. You have a good night. Take care, man.
Yep.
All right. I wanted to let him go because he reminded me of the typical American sports fan. So we can take a few more calls here. I'm not going to go past 11. What's up, California?
Yeah, I called earlier in regards to Super Bowl 45. Thanks for taking my call. This is just one more call. I did a little research, and they won 4 times. To answer your question, the Packers, 1966, 1967.
But how many Super Bowls had they been in? Not just the ones that they won. How many had they been in?
Well, the NFC or championships that they have won were 13. So 13 NFC championships.
There you go. 41, the 13th prime. 41st Super Bowl of the modern era. Green Bay, 41.
Okay. And what would, if you tie in I don't know if this would be significant, but Aaron Rodgers' jersey number is 12. Mason Crosby, number 2. Does any of that tie in?
Well, did you watch Sunday Night Football this year when Brady and Rodgers faced each other?
I must have missed that.
They started that game with a numerology lesson. They did a numerology lesson and talked about the numerology of 12. And if you write SNF, it equals 12. Same with the name Tom, but the name Aaron has no connection to 12, and Tom won that game. All a mockery. And that was the week after I called the NFL and called them out. So it almost felt like they did that to mock me for my call to their office. But
very interesting.
Yeah, go back and watch that. The clip's saved on YouTube. I'm going to switch over since you already called in tonight, caller. I appreciate it, though. Good tip, good research. Have a good night, man. What's up, caller?
Hey, man.
Yeah, what's up?
This is the internet Gematria effect stuff?
It is.
Oh, man. Am I on this thing? Am I on live?
You're on this thing, man. Everybody hears you.
That's crazy, dude. Okay. So I'm not really into this thing to get, noticed or anything, right? You know what I'm saying?
Okay. What's up?
So, this is all conspiracy shit, right, that you talk. Can I cuss?
You can cuss.
Okay, cool. All right. Because I accidentally cuss. Okay. So this is all conspiracy, right? You talk about, right? All deep, super deep, right?
Right.
So the thing is, when you talk, right? I see what you say and the codes and everything, right? But the problem is that how is it that you're able to speak and you're not involved in all this? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm not able to speak, man. I'm censored. I'm on my 18th YouTube channel. I've been threatened. I've had my house destroyed on Christmas Eve in 2016. I mean, there's people in the world who don't want me to do this.
Okay, so there's people, I'm sure if they're all over the place, right?
Well, yeah, they probably are all over the place.
Yeah, so if your main page is talking about sports, but you go in deeper into society the way all this stuff is, right?
Right.
Okay, so I'm a Christian man, right? And so my soul is embedded in goodness, right? That's what I believe in, right?
Right.
So if you're not of that cloth, right?
And how are you not being pulled into all this shit?
What do you mean if you're not of that cloth? I mean, what cloth do you think I'm of? I'm here for good. I'm here for truth and justice and speaking out and not living in fear.
Yeah,
I mean,
see, that's the world.
What's that?
You know what I mean? That's of the world, though, man.
What's the world?
The world is now. I mean, there's more. I mean, like, how old are you? Like, you said you're old, you know, old enough to have be wise, right? Of course, you're spreading wisdom, right?
I'm 35 years old.
Yeah. So my point is that you can get in your mind and get in the time machine and work back when you're like 7 or whatever, right? And that's in a snap, right?
You're saying in my mind I can go back to when I was 7?
Yeah.
Sure.
In a snap.
Memories, right?
Yeah, memories, like in a snap, right?
Okay.
Well, see, when you're 87, if you make it that long or whatever age, however old you are, right? You can still do that. Go back to when you're 7 and remember, right?
Well, I don't know because I'm not 87. I might lose my mind by then. You just don't know.
Well, yeah, maybe. But what my point is that when you are thinking and you remember and you use your memory, or it's all in an instant, right? And that's like how life is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we go through life every day, 24 hours a day, and then we go through the years and stuff, and they're just flashing every day, right? It's snapping, another one's gone, another one's gone. We take it for granted, right?
Sure.
But, like,
Well, what point are you trying to make, though, right now? Where are you trying to go with this?
My point is that I'm wondering, where do you go from here if you have all this knowledge?
Well, there's always more to learn. I don't have all the knowledge yet. There's still more to understand. And plus, my fellow man is asleep. I'm trying to wake them up.
Well, I mean, fellow man's got to understand. I mean, they got to be enlightened quickly. But I mean, you predicting everything of what's going on is just too insane, right?
I don't think it's too insane.
How are you able to live in this world when it's so corrupted?
Because I have a vision of creating a better world and helping other people get there. I mean, if you want to know my story, if what you're trying to figure out is like what my motivation is and stuff, here's my motivation, man. I grew up in not the best situation. You know, my parents, we were lower class. We were poor growing up. They worked 7 days a week, all hours, long hours. I hardly ever saw my parents. They made no money. They came home. They were angry. And, you know, I didn't grow up in the best community. And, you know, my entire growing up was a struggle. I had to work hard. I had to work and save money from a young age. I had to put myself through college. And right when I get to college, all of a sudden 9/11 happens. And I realize my fellow man's asleep and my government's lying to me and they're trying to scare me. And now people can't see through any of this. They can't see through the rigged sports games. And for me, it was just like, man, well, if I see through all of this, I guess I have to do something as a human being to help pull other people up, because until they pull up, I'm not going to be able to do nothing about this. So I've been on that path ever since I was 18 years old to help elevate other people so that we can turn this whole mess around. And when I see a Super Bowl stadium full of nearly 100,000 people and they're all there cheering for this bullshit rigged football game, I'm thinking, man, if I could wake up those 100,000 people, I could go walk down the street right now and help overthrow all this tyranny. And that's the way I think about it, man.
It's all part of the system, though, is what you're saying, though, right?
Right.
System. So even if you were to overthrow a system, it would be chaos, right?
Right. Hey, caller, I can see we're going to go down all these things.
I have one more question. I have one more question when it involves the Super Bowl, though, okay?
Okay.
In the NFL. Let me just answer this one because this is your main subject matter, right? Okay, I just want to know, you said that they're all involved in this. How are they all involved in this? Does it, at one point, is their conscience ever, do you think that their conscience ever kicks in at one point wanting to like win the game? I mean, how is it scripted?
They're getting paid to fulfill the script, just like an actor. Freemasonry controls the world. Listen,
like voting?
Freemasonry controls the world of sports. Freemasonry is a secret society, and I imagine that at the professional level, all of these guys are probably indoctrinated into that fraternity at some degree.
Okay.
So
every one of them?
I would imagine so.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Take care, man.
I'll let you get to the callers then, I guess.
All right. Appreciate it. What's up, caller?
Hey, what's up, Zach?
Hey, man.
Yo, man. I'm be quick. Just give me your thoughts on next year's Super Bowl. What you think is going to happen? What's the whole narrative next year?
Next year, Super Bowl 54, the 50th of modern era. And we've had a few callers call in tonight that already got some good hunches. They're looking for the teams with the 54 connections, the teams and the QBs. And all of you guys know where the Gematria calculator's out. Go out there and practice, and you can probably crack it. So,
All right, Zach. Thank you.
all right, man. Have a good night.
All right. Bye-bye.
Go out there and practice, and you can probably crack it.
Caller, can you mute the video? You're on. Caller. All right, looks like a troll. What's up, caller?
Hey, what's going on, Jack? What's going on, man? Hey, it's official T1 from YouTube, bro. I just want to say, dude, hell of a fucking channel, man. I mean, don't get me wrong, of course. I mean, like, I've been awake on this shit for like a fucking long time, bro. Excuse my language, like, you know, I want to shout out all the callers on here as well. But no lie, of course, I mean, I know I am a Patriots fan, though. But I actually did see, like, because I heard the call earlier. It was a couple callers ago. He said that like they like released a commercial. I wish I actually had the footage of that shit, dude. That shit was crazy. I was thinking about, like, damn, dude, the shit hasn't even started yet or anything like that. So that's why I was like, I just got on the phone with another good buddy of mine. Well, these things are like, it's crazy, bro. Because I mean, like, it's like when you're fucking young. I mean, like, you look up to these guys and all that, and I know then you realize it's like, damn, these whole things are like fucking fun. So
Right.
it's like it's fucked up, man. So I mean, like, also I wanted to know what is your take on about Tom Brady? So is he a human being or is he a clone, or like what the fuck is going on, dude? Because I mean, like, people need to know the truth about this shit, man.
I don't know what's up with Tom Brady. I mean, he's doing something to stay young. It doesn't seem like he's aged for a while now. So
Right.
something is up with it. I don't know. You know.
Yeah, and I noticed, like, how you said Julian Edelman, like you said, like, some of the shit's kind of creepy, dude. I mean, like with the fucking Gematria, bro. Like, I mean, like, numbers. Like, I mean, I put the calculator on that. I mean, like, a lot of the shit line up with the numbers. It's wild, man. I mean, like, but I'm just like, it's just like, with what happened tonight. I mean, it's just like, words can't. I mean, I'm still shocked. I mean, words can't describe. I mean, like, people already know, like, this thing is already, like, of course, like, the time's going to be up. So, like, it's only, like, a matter of time before, like, the fucking law on this thing. And, like, people are not going to support the league anymore because of this. But, I mean, like, I know I have, like, a lot of friends right now who feeling outraged because of this shit, man. I mean, like, I like the storyline and all that. That's the reason why. And plus, I just wanted to, like, seeing when to get one more, like, this is only content for it. So, you know what I mean? I never really, like, a little Steelers guy or like that. I never been a Steelers fan, but I mean, still. But who knows, even when they win. I mean, the whole thing, everything, the whole league, it's all bullshit, though, man. But
it is,
like,
man.
I know. It's like, and I mean, like, it's like, especially with the, like, Gematria. I mean, like I said, I was blinded for seeing this shit, bro. I kid you not. But it's just like, when they put it, like, in your face, it's like, automatically, it's just like, it's right there. So you can't make it up. And also, I had, like, I heard, like, some other things as well. Like, with, the 66. I seen you did a video on that too, man. A great video on that, bro. The 66-33 connection and all that, with him getting the sixth title. And guess what? I mean, last year I think Nick Saban got his sixth trophy. Within, guess what? What state was that? Georgia, Atlanta.
In the same stadium. The same stadium.
Yeah, I know, man. I know. And it's like, dude, like, wow. Like I said, we don't know what the fuck. I don't know what the hell Super Bowl 54 is gonna be. I don't know what the up and coming next one's gonna be, but I mean, like, dude, this is like this wild. And it's just like, words can't describe this shit. I mean, like, I'm a lot of people hear me. I'm literally lost up words because I mean, like, I've been like, knowing this shit was going on. It's like been for a while, and it's like the pattern. Like you said, I mean, I heard a caller earlier say like something like about Huey P. Newton or something, especially with Cam when with that Super Bowl. When Peyton Manning went out on
right, that was that year.
But also, like, yeah, that was like, I know that was 3 years back. I know, like, with especially like, I mean, 15 months after, I mean, like, he didn't even go for the ball in that. Then another like missed call, like Russell Wilson throw the ball on the like 1 yard line.
Right, joke.
Yeah, Super Bowl 49. It's
joke.
crazy, dude.
Yeah, it is crazy. All right, caller, I appreciate it, man.
All right, brother. I mean, like, take care, Zach. I mean, shout out to everybody. I'm about to keep watching the stream.
All right, keep it up, man. Appreciate the call. You have a good night.
You too.
What's up, caller?
Hey, Zach, how you doing? I've been following your channel for a while, actually, and first time calling in, and appreciate you taking my call. Just want to talk about something that a lot of people don't know. I watched one of your videos where you reiterated a point about how the Patriots dynasty got started, and about Drew Bledsoe going down to that game jet, a New York jet.
Right.
And I can't remember all the points that you were making about that, but it's just really strikingly coincidental how, you know, what followed after that was, you know, the 9/11 event that happened. And, you know, just coincidentally, we have a team called the Patriots, and they're going into Super Bowl against the Rams that year. You know, Tom Brady gets his rise to glorified status of being a quarterback in the league. And, you know, they pull that Super Bowl win off and starts this whole dynasty thing in the Patriots era of them just winning year after year. And, you know, there's even a bigger story behind it, you know, with the whole Spygate thing and Deflategate, which they really didn't reiterate everything that was going on with that and how the league, you know, basically covered that up. You know, they made changes to the rules where quarterbacks have to wear on the green tag behind their helmet like a sticker,
right?
In order for them to know about the headset communication, because those three first Super Bowls they won, people don't know this, but they had you know, communication with the coaches going on while the play was called, and so he was able to read and like adjust to what the defenses were giving him based on being able to get that insight from his coaches, because they were talking to him the entire time. And so that's when the league like instituted that rule. And then you have guys like Jay Glazer, who's an NFL insider for Fox, and he, you know, he's been outed as a Mossad agent in the league, and he's going on like, you know, Fox, like with Colin Cowherd show, and he's talking about how he has the Spygate tapes and he watches it with his buddies and friends at parties, and they go on about bragging about, you know, Spygate was much more than just what occurred from what the media's been told. And, you know, if everyone had saw what they were actually doing during this whole time, you know, it would have just created a whole ripple effect of chaos throughout the entire fan base. I mean, it would have been like an uprising overnight. And Roger Goodell was in on it. You know, they play this false bravado of, you know, fake opposition and, you know, putting the clown nose on T-shirts and everything with, you know, Rob Portney and those guys from Barstool Sports up in Boston. And it's all a billionaires club, you know, and they're all in on it together. And, you know, the biggest takeaway, though, is that, you know, there was a lot of things that happened with them winning games, and Roger Goodell destroyed those tapes for a reason. You know, there's a lot of evidence that would have been.
So, caller, I'm going to cut in, man. Roger Goodell hasn't done anything. The NFL's been scripted before even Roger Goodell was there. Tagliabue was all scripted. Nothing's changed. Every year is a perfect script feeding into the next year. I mean, it goes all the way back to Broadway Joe. Broadway Joe, come on, man. Broadway Joe. These people are actors guaranteeing he's going to win the Super Bowl. Nothing's changed. It doesn't have anything to do with Roger Goodell. I just want to make that clear. It's been a script. It's been a joke. It's been a mockery for all of our lifetimes. The only reason we don't see through it is probably because we all have too much fluoride in our water, to be straight up. So I appreciate it, caller. I'm going to move on. You have a good night, man. All right, next caller. What's up?
Hi, is this Gematria Sports?
Yeah, I'm going to move on from you, too. What's up, caller? Caller, what's going on?
Hey, I got a question. I got to ask you.
Yeah.
Why do you think that the people that are why do you think the people that are
mute your video? Mute your video.
Yeah, I'm trying to turn it down right now. Why do you think all the people that rig it or script it are human beings instead of like the fallen angels? I've heard you talk about how they believe the number and the letter being combined is how God created the world. So why do you like think about them being the ones like actually really existing, but then when it comes down to like this, you believe that it's just like all human beings triggering other human beings?
Well, your question's fair, and it could be a higher intelligence that's behind the scripting. And as amazing as the scripting is, perhaps it is. So I accept your question, and you make a good point.
Yeah, so I was just wondering, like, because, I follow you, I look at all your videos and tell people about you all the time. So I was just wondering if, you could kind of change your focus into that. Kind of, I'm not saying completely, but I'm saying, like, kind of try to decode some of that for us. That's really all I had to ask. That's really it right there.
Okay, I appreciate your question, but I just want you to think about this. I mean, how can I prove that that's what's going on?
Yeah, and I don't really mean, like, prove it, but kind of more bring awareness to it. Because if you really think about it, we see it all the time. Like if you really look at every movie that we've ever looked at, like if you look at every Hollywood movie, they're all exactly the same. Like they're all telling the same story over and over again.
Right.
And it's kind of like they understand how to tug at our heartstrings. Like they know exactly which emotion, exactly what to put in every place. If you really go back and you look at it, if you look at, let's say, Infinity War or something like that, it's really kind of the same exact script as like The Matrix. Like if you look at it, it's the same thing. And if you really, because that's what I kind of decode myself. But if you kind of look at that, you'll kind of see it has the antagonist, and then it has the hero, and then it has the system that you're not going to really beat. It's kind of like Destiny. Like you have no control of everything. Like if you look at the part when he went to go meet the Source basically tells him that the reason why you don't understand it is because your memory's been erased, and we just reset everything. But that's exactly what makes it work, because we'll just erase your memory and reset everything, and by the time you get back to us again, we'll just erase it again, and then we're going to kill you again, and then we're going to reset it again. And if you look at this show that they have on one of them, NBC, ABC, or whatever, it's called The Good Place. They're basically saying the same thing over again. I don't know if you've ever looked at those, but they're basically saying the same thing. And if you look at what people think, they're basically saying that that's why you're born without your memory. And when you do die, they just put you back in again. They're just saying like this is just like some kind of slave control system. So basically, Earth is the Matrix. You get what I'm saying?
I do get what you're saying. Yeah, you're making very interesting points. I appreciate it, caller. Thanks for giving me that thought to think about. So.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right, you have a good night, man.
Thank you, sir. You too.
All right, take care. So, you guys, this went way longer than I planned for it to go, and there's no one calling in right now. Well, and then there is. What's up, caller?
Hey, what's going on? I finally got through. Sweet.
You did it, man.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of new to this whole thing. I'm actually a huge Patriots fan. Just got done watching the Super Bowl. So I was trying to figure out if you could, in a short amount of time, kind of explain to me what you do and what this is all about, because it's very interesting to me.
Yeah, so we figured out years ago how the league scripted, and now we make calls on what it's going to be. So before Alabama even played Georgia in the college championship the other year in the stadium that the Super Bowl was just won in tonight, we talked about it before it was even played. We said tonight Nick Saban wins. He gets his 6th championship at age 66. He ties Bear Bryant. And then his old coaching buddy, Bill Belichick, Belichick and Saban used to both coach the Browns together.
Yep.
We'll say Bill Belichick's going to be here at age 66, and he can get his 6th Super Bowl too. And then we can get this 666 thing going on, because all of this stuff's biblical. And when you write out 6th as a word in Gematria, it sums to 26. Same with Bear, same with Bryant. Alabama, when they won it, they won with 26 points. They won it on a 41-yard touchdown pass from number 13 to number 6. 41's the 13th prime, 13's the 6th prime. Number 6 catches the winner to give Saban 6. Now tonight, what did we see? We saw the Patriots kick a 41-yard field goal with 41-year-old Tom Brady to give him 13 points to seal the deal for the 6th championship for Brady. And in Gematria, Super Bowl equals 41. Last year, Philadelphia won the Super Bowl with 41. It was the rematch of 13 years earlier, 41 the 13th prime. It's riddles like this every year. Last year after week 3, I told people it was a done deal. Patriots and Eagles was the Super Bowl. And the reason we knew that, again, I mean, I've been doing this all show, but I can tell you haven't been here. Last year, Donald Trump took on the NFL over the protesters on September 23rd, and Donald Trump's a puppet on strings just like these NFL players are. He took it on September 23rd, 23/9, for a reason. 239 is the 52nd prime number. The flag was sewn in Philly at 239 Arch Street. And I said, there it is. There's your riddle. Patriots with the flag on the helmet. We already knew the Patriots were in the Super Bowl before the season began. We were looking for the NFC team. But I said, there it is. The Eagles, the home of the flag. And sure enough, there's your Super Bowl. So you understand the numbers, what the numbers symbolize, what the riddles are for the season. You can pick up on what the Super Bowl is going to be in advance.
Right. I've always been able to pick up on things better than anyone else. Like I'm able to not predict things, but able to see things differently than everyone else. Like I always see random numbers that end up coming back. It's just weird how, I don't know, just randomly I was trying to look up sports highlights of the Super Bowl because I missed a couple, and then I came to your page, and it's just, I'm just ready to learn a little bit more about it, so I thank you.
Yeah, well, you're welcome. I'm glad you're receptive to the information. You have a good night, man. Take care. And yeah, and like Ezra says in the chat, pick up the book, people. Pick up this book. Instead of going up and picking out that greasy hamburger or some other coffee you don't need, spend $5, get the book, read it. It'll blow your mind. Caller, can you mute the video? How many people have called from different numbers and did that tonight?
What's up?
What's up, caller?
Oh, shit, I actually got on. What's up, man? Well, I want to say I think you're onto something, but I think you might be misinterpreting, or at least I don't see things exactly how you do on a certain aspect, basically in that the players all being put into this sort of cabal and being actors for the NFL. I just don't think that that's what's happening. I mean, I think that there's synchronicities and possibly like the Masons or whatever higher order, like putting things into place to line up in a certain way. But you get someone like Pat Tillman fucking going over and exposing the U.S. government and like just neglecting to say a thing about being paid as an actor in the NFL. Like,
so, serious question. Here's a serious question. I was in Phoenix, Arizona when Pat Tillman died, and obviously he's from down there, so it was a huge story down there. Do you know that Pat Tillman even really died?
I think he was killed by the government, but I don't know.
Do you remember how that whole story didn't make any sense? First he was killed in combat, then it came out he was killed by friendly fire, and then it came out that he was supposedly shot in the back of the head at point blank range. So the whole story just changed over time. If Pat Tillman was a real hero, I'm going to tell you something. If Pat Tillman was a real hero, he wouldn't have gone over and fought in the illegal war and occupation. He would have said, man, wake the fuck up, people. September 11th is a bunch of bullshit.
That was a real noble cause at the time and then didn't realize.
So think about what you're saying, man. The NFL, I remember the NFL like it was yesterday when 9/11 happened. Fucking Terry Bradshaw on TV talking about, oh, these people out here questioning 9/11. And Shell's like, man, I got to turn this fucking bullshit off. Rigged game, Patriots, Terry Bradshaw telling me not to question 9/11. The whole NFL is a military operation. Every commercial is advertising for the military.
As well, I don't disagree with you on that at all. But
So who even knows what really happened to Pat Tillman? I don't trust any of these athletes. They're a bunch of sellouts. Pat Tillman went over there and participated in some war propaganda. He got all sorts of young people to go up there and enlist for those illegal wars. Pat Tillman's a nobody to me.
I disagree with that. I mean, I can't agree with you there. I've read his memoir. I think that he.
You read his memoir? Who gives a shit, man? You read his memoir? That's some propaganda.
He realized that he was being lied to along the way and tried to expose it.
Okay, that's true. Him and Noam Chomsky were supposedly writing a book, but dude, the whole thing, I agree. Oh, I see what you're saying right there, but man, the whole thing to me looks like a psyop. So.
I mean, the world is fucking way on so many levels, like possibly it's simulation, or is it like? I mean, I can't say for sure, but there's things within, like with what CERN's doing, creating black holes and fucking alternate timelines and things not adding up, like in a linear way. Like, is obviously like the world is not as it seems. But I just don't think that on a massive level you have this group of 400 actors putting on a show the way you're saying. I think that it isn't as it seems. But that's not how it's going in my eyes. But I mean,
well, you have a point. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. You could be right. So I'll say that much. I appreciate it, caller.
All right. Yeah, I mean, all the best.
All right. Thanks for calling in, man. Appreciate it. Yeah. Okay. Maybe they're not all in on it. I think they are. That's the way it looks to me. I don't know how else. I mean, look how they don't tackle guys, and I mean, it just looks like they're a bunch of bullshitters out there to me. They all look like a bunch of actors to me. Who all wasn't playing defense on Julian Edelman tonight? The whole fucking team. Hold up. Let me go out to this caller. What's up, caller?
Oh, sir, yeah, I'm back, okay? That guy called earlier, right? So I just wanted to be a little bit more focused on this, on me calling this time, right? So
okay.
I kind of looked back to when I was talking and stuff. I wanted to read a lot of the side chat that was going on throughout the whole thing, right? So my point is that you're here for truth, justice, and like a bunch of virtues, right? You're a virtuous man.
Yeah.
Okay. So my point is that if you, all right, look, I already stated that I was a Christian, right? So I feel like in order to be the best on the terms on that side of goodness, right, that you have to like be aware of like where you stand. So what I'm saying is that if you haven't like if you don't know where your soul is in order to stand on the side of good, then how do you know that you're not helping?
I don't understand. Okay, you're asking like these philosophical questions. Look, if anybody looks at me and doesn't think I'm standing on the side of good, I've been out here for how many years straight, working 7 days a week, just pumping out truth and knowledge and doing it at my own expense.
I know you sound good, but see, I don't know you and you don't know me, right?
Right, so you should judge a person based on what they do. For 6 years straight, show me somebody else. So look, here, I let you talk. When I speak, you talk over me so that I learned something about you right there. But look, for 6 years straight, I have worked my ass off putting out truth and knowledge for people. Up until August, I did it all for free. I ran out of my own money. I had to start charging for something to get some revenue coming in. I paid all the bills and dedicated all my own time for free for over 5 years. You show me anybody else in the history of the world that has been on, essentially a truth-speaking mission for that long. And if you're a biblical person, how long was Jesus doing his ministry for? From age 30 till when he was put on the cross at 33. So I'm just going to make a point. That's 3 years. I'm not saying I'm Jesus, but I am saying that I've been out here speaking and working hard and doing it at my own expense for over 5 years. So that's the point I'm making, man.
Yes, sir. So, well, the thing is that like I read a lot of the chat, and there's a lot of like, on the internet, there's a lot of smack talk and all that, right? That's going on the side. Right.
Okay, I don't know where you're going. There's people calling in. I'm going to move on, man, because you called in twice tonight.
Yeah, yes, sir. All I want to say is I appreciate all the goodness that you're spreading.
Well, thank you.
I just want to know that I just want you to know that I'm praying for you, though, and that I want you to keep going on your pilgrimage toward good. But I just want you to be aware of where you're at.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you, caller.
You know that, man.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you. What's up, caller?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, you're on.
I just wanted to call and say great job, Zach, on the decode on the Super Bowl.
Well, thank you so much.
And these questions that you've been getting the last half hour really been something else. People need to just listen to what you're saying. It seems like they're just talking over you quite a bit, and they need to pick up the book, and they need to get the knowledge and stop repeating the same questions over and over to you, you know. But anyways, I'm pretty tired, but I just wanted to call in real quick and say thank you for what you do.
Well, you're welcome, and thank you for the support and the phone call.
You're welcome. Bye.
All right. Have a good night. Caller, you're on.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey. So, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. What's up?
Well, I've been following you for a while now, like roughly, I would say like beginning of 2017, maybe a little bit before that. But basically, so I'm 20, but I'm probably not like the last 20-year-old that called you. I think I'm a little bit more mature than that. But so I recently just did 6 months in the county jail here in Nashville, and I just want to say, like, so I took a lot of what I've been learning from you and stuff because I've been following you for so long at that point. And I tried to like tell people about it and stuff in the jail. And I just find it crazy. Like, it's weird how people that tend to be criminals and like the people that are kind of frowned on in the society happen to be more receptive.
I know.
Towards what you're teaching. Like,
you're 100% right. I was in a jail cell teaching the other inmates about gematria, and they were all into it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, even though I didn't have your videos to show them, or, you know, I just had my basic knowledge and, of course, plenty of Bible so I can take names and show them the numbers and stuff like that. But I don't know, I want to say, well, the first thing I was really going to say was thank you for continuing to do this. Like, I was gone for 6 months, and it kind of hindered my learning about this, but as soon as I got out, I was happy to find that you're still doing this. Like, I'm sure you probably had to delete 9 fucking channels since July of last year. But, yeah, I've been following you for a while, and I just want to say, like, it's getting out there. Like, even when I was watching the playoffs in jail, like, the Rams game and shit with the Saints, like, people were talking about this shit's rigged. Like, it's almost weird how common it is, but some people still act like it's like a crazy idea.
Right.
I just never understood that. Like, even when I was like you, even when I was little, I always noticed that, like, obvious decisions weren't being made. And then you pointed out the fact that they're getting paid, like, crazy amount of money to do this shit. Couldn't they do it right?
Right. Right. How about the way the second half started? How does that Patriot not intercept the ball? I mean, if you're paid millions of dollars, I don't care if you're not a receiver. If the ball's right there in your hands, how do you drop the ball, especially with those sticky gloves on?
Exactly. Like, it's so crazy how even, like, my parents don't really buy into this shit, but when Tom Brady threw that first interception off the rip like that, that was like, for most people, I guess that was probably, and I'm sure this kind of, they run up the betting scheme, like, oh, he threw an interception on the first pass, like, this ain't gonna be his night type shit. But to me, that just like ensured his victory, because I remember way back when Atlanta was playing, I won a whole bunch of money because of you, because what you said about going into overtime, like, you called that the morning before the game even played.
Right.
And I just, like, you can tell it's scripted. That was a terrible throw. Even my dad was like, what the fuck was that throw? Like,
right?
He's just looking at it like, what the fuck? He literally lobbed the ball to the wrong dude. Like,
and he threw it. He threw it like a lame duck on purpose. No tight spiral on it. He just threw it nasty.
And then I kind of want to point out something else you said earlier that I think people overlook so much, that the Saints weren't robbed. They just weren't never meant to win. It ain't about robbing them, because it's not something they deserve, because it's a show. It's not something they're actually competing for.
Right.
It's people, I think that's one of the reasons why your message don't get through to some people, is they're looking at it from the wrong perspective.
Right.
Like these players don't actually want to win. They just want to keep bringing home that salary, keep being a part of this group that they're a part of.
Exactly. A lot of these guys are making more per game than most of us are going to make our whole working life.
It's crazy. It's crazy how fucked up it is.
It is.
It really is.
It is, man.
And then I also want to say something that always fucked with me that was weird is how like they put this ain't even have to do with sports. This is government in general, or society in general. How they put it's like you said, they're mocking us. Like with bands like Rage Against the Machine. I love Rage Against the Machine. I was raised on it. You know what I mean? That's what I grew up listening to. And then I get to I find out about you, and I start learning about it's crazy how Rage Against the Machine will tell you some real shit, expose something, but they're part of it too. They're just a cog in the machine too.
Right. Yeah.
And sometimes I find it super hard to swallow, because I love listening to them. They, you know what I mean? You can feel the passion and stuff from it, but at the same time, it just ain't quite real. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Well, we have that band in common too. That's my favorite other Zach out there. So, but yeah, exactly. I know exactly what you're saying, man.
It's crazy. And then, I almost find that there's levels to this shit. You start off, I started off as a 12-year-old listening to Rage Against the Machine, looking up their lyrics, trying to understand them and stuff like that. But it's gotten, and then you get older and you start to learn more and you start to notice more. It's levels to the deception, really.
Absolutely.
But I think they put a lot of those out there because a lot of people find themselves comfortable within, I know this much. I don't need to go no further. This is what's wrong. You know what I'm saying? They don't. It's it's a means to make you stop pursuing knowledge.
Absolutely.
But I just wanted, man, I've been wanting to call for a long time. Shit, literally just got out of jail last Thursday. I'm just glad to see you're out here. You're still spreading the message, and I just want to let you know that it's really getting across in the places that matter, because it ain't gonna be the rich, educated white people that take a stand. It's gonna be the people like me that are from impoverished areas that they just learned too much.
Exactly.
I think they fucked up when they gave us the internet.
Exactly. You're absolutely right, man. Well, I really appreciate your call. Stay out of jail, man, and keep spreading the word.
Thank you.
All right, dude. You have a good night. All right, take care, man.
Bye.
Great caller there. What's up? Caller?
Hello?
Yeah, you're on.
Hey, man. What's up?
Thanks for calling in.
Appreciate it. Nah, man. I just think that a lot of these people, they need to wake up, because I see it with my own eyes. I posted on my Instagram, the day before, yesterday, I said the Patriots are going to win the Super Bowl regardless of who likes it. It is what it is. Brady is meant to get his 6 rings. And like you said, it's not like they're competing for anything. It is a show, and the Saints were never supposed to win, And to go back, I don't know if some people caught this, but when the Saints played the Cowboys, come on now. Everybody in the world knew the Saints should have blown the Cowboys out. But the fact that the Cowboys beat them, and they don't even have a top 3 ranked defense to stop the Saints' offense in reality, come on now. It's written all over.
It is, man. It is. It's just like anybody who played sports remembers growing up. If you weren't on the best team, you remember when you played that best team because you didn't want to play that team. They'd punk you. They'd make you look bad. You weren't on their level. But then in pro ball, you see how these best teams, well, some days, man, they just can't even hang with the worst team in the league. And it's just like, that is not real. That's not the way it is. So, yeah.
Yeah, man. People, they gotta see the truth. I mean, the truth is the truth, regardless of we like it or not. Whether we believe it or not, it is what it is. And some people just can't get that through their mind.
It's that Jack Nicholson quote from A Few Good Men, you can't handle the truth. I didn't realize that when that movie line came out, it was going to define the world I lived in, but it does.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, man, you have a good night, man. That's all I had to say.
Appreciate it. Appreciate your call. Have a good night. What's up, caller?
Hey, Zach. I just want to touch on a few points. I thought your stream tonight was fantastic. I think if you would pick one game out of a month or whatever and stream that on YouTube, it would bring a lot more people in, because me watching the game with you through the 4 hours, I noticed a lot more things than I would have on a regular basis. So that would help open people's heads or minds into the whole rigging and what's going on.
Okay.
Two, I think if you, with your original numbers and letters book, if you would like did a PDF copy of, you know, your what are they called? Your news headlines, and didn't put it in the book, but had a number to it, you know, and then whoever bought the book, that when it was printed, because you can't print it with news headlines, they could print it off your website or whatever, and then they could have references back, because I know you can't get it published in ebooks. A lot of people don't like reading on their phones and all that. So yeah, that's just that's what I wanted to touch on.
All right, you make a great point. I'll think about that, and yeah, maybe I'll start doing a live stream once a month. Now that it's basketball season, we can watch like some primetime basketball or something like that. So
cool.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
All right, you have a good night. All right, guys, I seriously got to shut this down. Oh my goodness, this is the last caller. I promise this is the last caller. What's up, California? California? Oh no, we can't go out like this. You must be Tom Brady's cousin. All right, hold on. Let me go to one more caller. Caller, what's up? Hold on, let me get you boosted here. Yeah, you're on. What's up?
Is this from the Gematria?
Yeah, it is.
Oh snap, dude! I got in. Holy shit!
You made it, man. You might be the last caller too. What's up?
What? That's freaking crazy. I'm gonna exit that, and I've been following it for a while, and I'm like, I fed off from everybody's energy right now. Like, I see where everybody's coming from, and I can sync with it. I can flow with it, and then I noticed why people are blocked into this energy is because not only are they getting attacked by certain frequencies, there's 4G networks that people are getting attacked with. Dude, this is powerful shit. Because I can feel it, and I'm wearing one of the pendants I make. It's all from hydroelectric elements that you have in your phone. All the computers that we have that we're working with, where our energy field is really powerful. We're so powerful that everything's electricity down to our minds and our brains and our fingertips. When we know how to harness all these elements and protect ourselves with it, we can generate magnetic frequency to elevate the electricity of the planet, because the planet has a magnetic field too. Dude, I can feel this in my heart. It's just so powerful how many frequency right now. It's crazy, and I can feel everybody that's listening to it right now. Because this information is ancient. It's like all the way to like the Egyptian. You know how like they had the surface in their brain, like the third eye, and everyone's talking about because we used to drink so much fluoride in the water in the government. It's freaking powerful. When I was in the military, I was drinking a lot of fluoride, and they tell us it's good, it's pure. Like that's all bullshit. Because that's why everybody's close to this sports program and the numbers is because we're getting attacked by chemicals in our water. Our Colgate toothpaste is closing the way people think, and that's why people can't see the way we see and how you see the numbers. Because I think the most powerful thing too is people meditate. People know how to meditate. It's the most powerful energy, because your energy is electric. When you harness energy from the ground and you ground your feet and your whole body in magnetic field, your aura becomes really strong. You have different types of aura. You have a mental, spiritual, emotional, and that's why people are shaking when they talk to you right now. I thought they're scared, but the energy is so powerful when everybody's listening at the same time, because this information is really ancient. The numbers that you're talking about, this is really ancient from all the King James. All those Bibles has like a frequency. Even if people look at the frequency called self-measure frequency, it can heal your DNA. It can heal all the parts of your body and your DNA all the way to because your DNA and your blood is your grandparents. It goes back, and when you line those up, you connect the power inside your blood to be the strongest. And when everybody becomes one, we get so strong that we break into the illusion of this reality. Because when
they don't want. That's why they create this wars and separation and to all those anything that's even the music is created to make a separation. Like a lot of the rap music right now is 440 hertz. What the most powerful frequency is, you can't even change it and have a tuning app. It's called a 432 app. That's the most powerful frequency of the universe. You can look this up. It's called Schumann resonance. This is the frequency of the planet. When we in tune with ourselves and the whole world, we're connected as one, and we raise our vibration from the fear that they're trying to create on us into a love vibration. And when we do that, they can't attack us in any way. That's why, dude, all the stuff you're doing right now is so powerful because you're releasing the timeline and everybody's becoming free because money is infinite, man. All this money bullshit fear is they want you to be scared, but all the money in the world around us is we need to open up. The more high vibrational we think and with love, and we open up all the channels in our body, the more we can attract money easily. It's the affirmation you say to yourself is the most powerful words. If people knew how powerful words are, they won't even think about negative thoughts at all. That's how powerful we are, man. But thanks a lot for what you're doing, dude, because those numbers are, you have a different mission that you are putting out there. It's so powerful, man. Thanks a lot, man. Love what you're doing, dude.
Well, you're very welcome. I appreciate your call. You're right. It's all about energy, and all this stuff is trying to keep us down on a lower vibration. So you're right on. Yeah, I really appreciate it.
I make these pendants too, man. It's following me on Instagram called Vegan for Roy, dude. Dude, we're all from a different planet, dude. Everybody's from a different planet, dude. We're all here to freaking raise the vibration, dude. I make that shit. It's so powerful, dude. I can make this pendants. I have all the information that I always share all my information I share on my Instagram. It's to wake people up. This pendant is so powerful, it protects you, dude. And it wakes up your freaking dreams to the maximum level, dude. It's crazy what it does, man. And I want to share it to everybody because, dude, everything has to be free energy, man. All this money, gear, shit, it's supposed to be free, dude. It's just for all of us.
You're right on, caller. I'm glad you were the last word tonight. Great message.
Oh my god, dude, that's freaking crazy, man.
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude, it's freaking awesome, man. It was meant, man. It was meant to be, dude. I felt a release from everybody. I can feel everybody right now, dude. That's why people were shaking because I think someone's attacking everybody at the same time, spreading the truth. But when somebody changes it up, man, it's fucking love, dude.
Right.
Oh shit.
Right.
Dude, thanks a lot, man.
All right, brother. I appreciate it, man. You have a good night. Thanks for phoning in.
You too,
Thanks
man.
for capping it off.
Much love, dude.
All right. You take care, man.
You too.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. For the person calling in, I'm sorry, you guys. I got to wrap it up. My girl was just looking at me like I'm crazy, and it's time to go to bed over here. So I'm sorry. I'm not going to pick up the phone anymore. I apologize if you're trying to get through, but the good news is you can sign up for the Patreon. You can call into the daily podcast. I mean, I'm on the internet all the time. I got a radio show, daily podcast. Sign up Patreon, $1 a month. I'll hear your voice later this week. All right, Truth Seekers. Appreciate everyone in the chat, even the trolls. Thanks for being here, trolls. Hope you learned something. Until next time.